fuck's sakes, I forgot to delete that shit before I came on here.
He's gonna let us know that I'm fucking in, man.
There's the ghost fanboy right here. Look at him.
Hey Thomas, can I turn on my recording or is that something you don't want people to know or something?
For the practical, yeah. For the training,
For the lessons?
you can record it if you want, like,
yeah.
as long as it's not streaming. At the moment, we're not doing streams, and it won't be very entertaining watching, I imagine. But
no.
Yeah.
I mostly do it because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget if I have to do it halfway through.
That's why I do it.
I'll start it now.
Alright, there's always tomorrow, McDonald.
Well, that means that I have to fucking attend this twice. I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that.
Wait, do you watch all your footage when you have breakfast the next day as well, or?
Well, I'm not even supposed to be on tonight, but Dempsey twisted my arm.
Wait, maybe.
Sundays is my normal night.
Can I shadow somebody tomorrow on an FPS? Or is that not needed?
Don't blame me, it was broken.
Oh, that
Because maybe I can shadow highlight.
Send. Hasn't been specified yet.
Decided on 41.
Billy.
Yeah, that's maybe passed before we sent out for stuff at there.
Roll real and it's soggy.
41 was mentioned.
Here, daddy.
Where did the other one?
I heard 41 earlier between Dempsey and Thomas.
If you're ready to check, fucking scroll wheel on the bus stop. Training area.
Scroll wheel on the bus stop. Why don't you change that? You got the wrong camo on.
No, what do I need to be? This is higher.
Arrow.
Fucking guy. No.
Pick the. Change it after.
2 seconds. Oh. Right, yeah. I'll change after.
Sunray the Alpha, all members are here and accounted for. Over.
Situated down.
This is Charlie waiting on the one to load into the game.
Right.
My left.
Have you got?
Let's go. Round up these stragglers.
Just training for the 6
You're the one that said it, bro.
I have no idea if I have grenades for my...
I'm gonna go check on Lobo real quick. I'll be back.
Oh, I don't know if I have
My seat warm.
ammo.
It's alright, we can grab it afterwards.
I don't know.
You know what would be great is if Graham was here, so you got the other ear.
Yeah, I have my 203. Weekends if I'm a driver.
Jungle's heading over.
I don't know. Don't know.
Very subtle saying this is trying to close multiple stuff.
Wait. Alright, cool.
I gotta change some settings anyway.
Alrighty. On yelling. People in the back hear me? None?
Roger.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Come over up, baby.
So for this part, you might need probably recommend turning your textures up a little bit, just due to some of the images may look a bit blurry otherwise. And you can turn it back down because I know I don't run high textures for this. So, alright, so
Get out of my group, you silly fella.
first of all, welcome to the first FDX for 2024. The plan for this is to focus on ambushes. So the plan will be to conduct ambush theory, so hopefully it won't take too long, and then we'll push into some practice and then a practical at the end. So we anticipate the ambush theory to take no longer than sort of 30 to 40 minutes, hopefully a bit quicker, and then practice for about up to an hour. I've allowed up to an hour, and then the company practical for an hour and a half, potentially. So finish around 9:30 at sort of the middle of our bracket, which is good. After that, we'll conduct a company debrief and with whatever time is left. All right, so for this, if you haven't already, make sure you grab a 152 available at the crate behind us. The company net will be 41. Oh, I said here on 40, but yeah, so 41. So you just set your alternate to 41. You can set it to a different year and whatnot. It's just in case during the company ambush that I want to mention some points and whatnot. So, but don't communicate over it unless you got a question. You don't need a radio check or anything like that either. Alrighty, so we'll jump straight into it unless anyone's got any questions. Sexual. Alright, so yep, that's what we're going to be doing. So ambush theory and then company test of objectives, essentially. Nice and easy. Oops. 3. Alrighty, cool. So intro to ambushes. Alright, there's 2 main types. Alright, hasty or immediate, and deliberate. Okay. There is a drill, or a couple of drills, which is the main one being reacting to an ambush, also known as the counter ambush drill. That's what we'll be covering off on tonight. Oh, that kettle's so loud. All right, so we'll start with hasty or immediate ambush. All right, so with ambushes, they are very much the same in terms of how they sort of run. The main thing or consideration with ambushes is how long you have to set them up. All right, so hasty or an immediate ambush, I'll reference to it as hasty from now on. A hasty ambush only has limited time. All right, a deliberate ambush, which is, as it sounds, is more deliberate. You have a bit more time to plan. You generally have more considerations and also assets. All right, so that's essentially the differences. I'll start with hasty. And we'll go into detail through that, and then the deliberate will just be adding a few more points to it, all right? So that's why it'll look similar. All right, so as it states, an ambush that is set up on short notice, being a hasty ambush. Okay, all ambushes require good knowledge, coordination, and drills or SOPs. It's super important that everyone understands their role and what the roles are within each group, so that when you get given your role, you know exactly what's required of you. All right, there are 5 main stages or considerations. As I mentioned, deliberate is the same with a few extra. Okay, the sort of stages that I've grouped them into are the setup, the groups. Just mute up, guys, if you're going to be fucking around. You can heaps of hot mics. All right, you've got setup, groups, initiation and control, the search, and the withdrawal. All right, we'll go into these groups now. Okay, so for the setup, it needs to be as quick as possible. It's hasty for a reason. Do not assume you will have enough time to set up. So if you're given a timeline of a convoy will arrive in 10 minutes, assume you have 5 minutes and you need to be set up for that last remaining 5 minutes. So there's none of this talking shit and, you know, figuring out who's going where. You need to get to that location as quickly as possible. So staff who have done NCO training, a reminder that you can plan on the move. Again, if you know or you have these drills down pat, then you can be like, yep, red team, you're going to be left kill group, blue team, you're going to be right kill group. And that's pretty much all you have to say. And then once you get there, you lay it out and off you go. All right, snap orders are going to be given. So again, understanding your SMEACs and being able to incorporate these groups and things like that into your SMEACs. All right, members will move to their positions quickly and remain hidden. All right, it is not all possible positions or groups may be able to be utilized depending on numbers. Okay, so as a small section or a smaller section, you might not be able to have all of these groups, which I'll go through in just a sec. All right, once you're in position, you're going to then give confirmatory orders. Now, confirmatory orders just could simply be, all righty, guys, just to reiterate, what we're looking for is blah, 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 blah. We are going to be engaging on this mark. We're going to withdraw if we need to this location. I'd just give a quick recap if able, or the time permits, give a quick recap so everyone's laying down, they're hidden, and then they just can listen in really intently and understand what's going to happen. All right, so we're going into some different types now. We've got the most common and the least common from essentially left to right, or in an L shape. So, all right. So on the left here, so I'll be referencing this board just because it's easier for me. So this one here is called a linear ambush. It's the most common, all right? Now, noting that the markers are quite close to the roads in all of the images, as well as the examples, like the practical examples I've got outside the hangar, right? I want you to not get into the mindset that you have to be right next to the road or right next to the fucking track or whatever it is, right? If you can put yourself off 50, 100 meters, 150 meters off that track, road, whatever, that is going to be better, right? Because you're able to provide security to yourself. You're not going to be spotted as easily. You're not going to get blown up when mortar rounds or fucking mines and shit go off. All right. So, but for the sake of these images and stuff, just to make them nice and compact, I have positioned them close to the roads. All right, but I want you to assume at minimum 50 to 100 meters between the road and those positions. All right. Okay, so actually, do I go into it? Yeah, I do go into it, but I'll just talk about it real quick here. So for the linear or for all ambushes, we have the same groups, right? They just vary in size, who's involved, and also positioning. So we've got a left and a right early warning. Okay, so the purple guys on the outside there. We've got our kill groups, so left and right being the blue group, and then the command group in the center being the green. Okay, we'll go into what each of the roles do in just a sec, but that's essentially the groups that we're talking about. You've also got the kill zone, which is where, imagine that, the killing happens. All right, so that's where we're trying to coax the enemy into and release our destruction in that box. Okay, that could be short, it could be long, it could be fat, thin, whatever. Right, the kill zone is flexible depending on the requirements. All right, on the bottom right-hand corner here, we've got an L shape. It is not as common due to it's a little bit more complex. And you're also going to be separating your call signs a little bit, so it's not ideal. But as you can see, the same groups, same sort of covering of the areas, etc., but just positioned slightly different. Now, the black lines are what we call the arcs or area of responsibility, so essentially what that kill group is going to be focusing on. Now, the reason we don't all focus on, let's say, for the L shape, we all don't focus on the corner, is because then who's going to get the guys that are at the front? Who's going to get the guys that are at the back, etc., etc. So even if you look at the linear, you see that we're covering a majority of that kill zone. So everyone's got a section of responsibility. So that means we're getting max firepower out and we're hitting the important targets. And it means that things like MAC gunners aren't shooting unarmed trucks. You know, they're shooting the armored vehicles. It means that our LMGs, machine gunners, are shooting the lightly armored trucks. So there's responsibilities associated to each role, so you're not wasting precious Morse rounds on unarmed or light-skinned vehicles. All right, finishing off with the least common is the V shape. So up here in the top right, again, same sort of principle. It has a lot of risk associated with it, though, because you're in a type group, as well as the fact that you're pointing at each other as well. But again, if a V shape might be a good one to do if, let's say, it was in a valley and we were positioned up on high positions so that we're shooting down at the targets rather than towards each other. So if this was a flat ground, I definitely wouldn't recommend using a V shape because you're literally going to be shooting at each other. But in like a valley, it might actually be really practical because you'll be able to hit them from both sides. You've got high positions, etc. But then again, you need to think of things like, are you able to support each other as a medic, be able to get to both teams, that sort of stuff. All right, any questions so far? Noting that we'll go into the groups and whatnot.
Quick one for the L.
Yeah, send. I'll go back for you. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the L shape seems to indicate that the convoy or whatever you're trying to hit has to go around the bend before you actually start hitting them. Is that correct? Or
yeah. So again, that kill zone could be. You might only have it come up just to the corner there. The kill zone might not actually bend around the corner. So to answer your question, in that circumstance, yeah, you would probably want the convoy or whatever to be going around the bend as you engage it. But that would come down to your engagement actions on. So when are you actually going to engage that convoy and that sort of thing?
Right.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
I got a quick question as well, if that's okay.
Send. Yeah, send.
Just about the V shape. So if something passes the kill zone, is the formation flippable? Turn it to make another kill zone behind?
Oh, yeah, you could. Yep, it could be an actions on that you're going to turn and face the other direction. Again, just depends on the terrain, the situation, the requirement. Like, because if the convoy gets through, are you going to pursue? Are you just going to bounce out of there? You're going to get in your vehicles and chase. You know, it varies. So again, it's hard to say definitively. Yes, you would turn around, but it could be an actions on.
Roger.
Any other questions? Good couple to start the night. Nice. All right, so going into groups. All right, as I mentioned, they're broken up into those 4 groups. Okay, so the only thing that we didn't have in that previous images was rear security. Okay, so yeah. So again, this is just an image to show them a little bit in a bigger picture, and also to mention that rear security. All right. Again, I'll go through all of these individually. But yeah, there's just a bit of a blown up picture. Sorry, one sec. Just got a DM real quick. Get my thing back up. Alright. Cool. Alright. So now we get into the separate groups. So the early warning. Okay, now you may hear me say least likely or most likely. So what that means is the most likely side or direction of travel or whatever is where we expect the enemy to come from. Okay, so let's say if I was facing north and I was expecting the enemy to come from the north, then that would be the most likely direction. The least likely would then be south if they were traveling north to south. All right, so if I do mention that, that's what I'm talking about, but I will try to keep to the wording that I'll use here. So early warning, I just call them for ease for you guys, left and right, right? Okay, so the early warning, they're positioned on the flanks, right? Consider the enemy forces' speed. So what I mean by that is you may need to have them some distance from the ambush, because the early warning is going to pre-warn the ambush that, hey, they're on their way. Like, I've seen them, there's this many vehicles, there looks like there's a recon force ahead of them, whatever, right? They're feeding information back. They're also providing that bit of flank security, but their purpose is recon, essentially. They will engage once it kicks off, just so they're not sort of left out of it, but they need to then return their focus and watch down the road and prepare for any QRFs, or maybe there was a second convoy following along, that sort of thing. Okay, so it's important that the early warnings, yes, they spot the ambush, the vehicles. I'm just going to say convoy because that's what we're going to be doing. So they'll spot the convoy, and then they need to look eyes down the road again to make sure there's no follow-on forces like tanks, helicopters, that sort of stuff. All right, important note with that is they need to be able to maintain radio contact. So if you are sending them, 500 meters away, make sure they've got comms, because they can't tell you that they're coming if you don't have comms. So again, even though the image looks like they're only sort of 50 meters apart, that early warning could be a couple hundred meters down the road. All right, so again, don't get into that mindset. Yep, so as I mentioned, they'll provide security and observation of the enemy forces. They'll notify the command group of incoming forces and what the enemy is composed of. They must remain hidden, okay? And do not engage enemy forces unless you are engaged. But 9 times out of 10, your actions on will be to get the fuck out of there, because you'll be 1 or 2 man strong generally. Most importantly, must remain hidden, because if you get spotted, you'll ruin the entire ambush, because then they'll engage you, they'll absolutely decimate you, no doubt, and then the ambush is sprung, okay, and they have to come and rescue you. You've lost all that element of surprise. All right, any questions about that? Nope, sick. All right, so the kill groups now. So talking about the left and the right kill group. So located either side of the command group, right? We need to consider that MGs and AT placement. So they're going to have good observation, fields of fire onto the kill zone. Is the AT going to be able to shoot or engage without, blowing up everyone else or backblasting them, etc. Right. So your secos and 2ICs and whatnot need to consider those positions for those assets. If they need to, put them in a separate trench. If you need to, dig a secondary trench so that if they get pinned down in one, they can quickly scurry over to another one and continue to engage. Right, so that planning time that you have before ambushes is super important, that you're not just like finding the biggest rock and hiding behind it. Like, really need to consider these things to have a really effective ambush. All right, they provide the majority of the killing power of the ambush. All right, they will not open fire until directed by the command group. Again, they must remain hidden. Okay, if this means sitting back off the crest, then so be it. If that means everyone in the kill group's lying down behind the rock or sandbags or trench or whatever, so be it. The only people that need to actually observe the area or the kill zone or the enemy is the command group and generally the early warning. Everyone else is hidden. That does not mean propped up on a sandbag or in a bush or a tree. It means completely out of sight. So an example of the tank here, that is not hidden. That is in plain sight. Yes, there's a trench there, whatever, but that is in plain sight. That hidden would mean back off the ridge on the reverse slope, and then when the command is given, it drives up into the trench and engages from there. All right, so again, don't get into that mindset that, oh yeah, I'm hidden because I'm behind a trench. Bow, bow. You need to be prone behind that trench. So yeah, ambushes, both IRL and in-game, can be boring as fuck for that first bit because you're just staring at the back of a trench, right, waiting for the go.
Just something on that as well.
Send.
With the Armor 3 AI, even if you think you're hidden, but like say you're a tiny piece of you is revealed, they could pretty easily see that. So
yeah,
all the more reason to stay low.
Cool. All right.
Is it the question time?
Yeah, send.
Why do you have the mat as the early warning? Wouldn't you want that in one of your kill teams?
So it just, again, it depends on the like expected enemy, that sort of stuff. So you generally want your command in the kill groups. Okay, and then if we were, say, engaging, we were expecting light to medium armor, medium to heavy armor, then yeah, I would put my mat in my kill group. But this layout is for an expected dismounted or lightly armored ambush.
Right,
Does that make sense?
okay. Yep.
So remember, mat should not be engaging technicals, trucks, BDRDM2s. You could probably chuck around into one of them, but yeah, like if it's a technical, even if it's got a Dushkin or whatever on it, I'm not shooting a mat round at it. It's a waste when you can drop it with a couple of rounds from a rifle.
Let's go another quick question, sorry.
Yeah, send.
Are Hunt IRs usable in the covert phase of an ambush?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever seen an AI spot Hunter IR. You just have to be careful about when it was fired. So, because it would obviously make the sound of the shooting the round. But yeah, you could absolutely use a Hunter IR, but it doesn't replace an early warning because an early warning also provides security. So you need to be able to spot that enemy. But in saying that, if you were down men and didn't have the manpower to conduct early warning, then potentially a Hunter IR could replace that. So be flexible and adjust as need be.
Thomas.
And
would what is it called? A remote GLTD be good as early warning instead of sending a lone person out?
Yep, potentially. So in a case where Golf maybe with another smaller team, again, might not have the manpower. So Keegan's talking about essentially a drone or some sort of static that has the ability to, look through it, like the Bino sort of vision and that, then yeah, absolutely. But again, I wouldn't rely on it because someone needs to then be observing that, the entire time as well. So, but yeah, absolutely. Be flexible.
Just one more back to IRs.
Send.
if there's multiple IRs in the area, so let's say Alpha shoots up one and Bravo shoots up one, the IR monitor doesn't have a distinction, correct, about what it's hooking up to?
Someone who uses them more than me would have to answer that.
I believe
you can change between them. I think it's the W and S key. It just cycles between every hunter within range.
Roger. Thanks, Amanda.
All right. Any others? No. Sweet. Good questions. Keep them coming. Oh shit! I don't think I spoke about that one. No, I didn't. We'll go back one. All right. Cool. So the command group. So they are located central to the ambush with observation onto the killing zone. Right? They control all elements of the ambush with a focus on initiation and withdrawal. Okay, you do not have more than the minimum required personnel observing. Okay, remain as hidden as possible. So that means if your PHQ is going to be your command group, then you don't have the sergeant, the medic, the pronto, and the platoon commander all observing. They don't get a free pass just because of that. I would likely just have the sergeant and the platoon commander watching. The other two down, flat on their face, being ready to provide support as required. All right, cool. Yep, and so they can also provide re-security if required. So the medic and pronto, for example, could be facing backwards to make sure that you guys aren't getting flanked or, whatever. And then once they're initiated, they can just turn around every now and again, make sure the sergeant will be checking, make sure the security is good as well. But yeah, so if you're not doing anything, super useful at the time, you can always provide that security. Questions on command group? I'll go more into initiation and stuff in a minute, so don't stress too much about that. All right, so rear security. So as I mentioned, located to the rear of the ambush in order to provide security to the command and kill groups, because their focus is forwards. All they're thinking about is the killing zone, facing forward and staying hidden. All right, this can be covered by the command group if numbers don't allow it, as I mentioned before. And then they need to be ready to react to orders or requests for assistance. So just because, let's say, Alpha was left kill group, Bravo was right, and Charlie's in the rear, doesn't mean they just dick around and don't pay attention, because they might, Bravo might get smashed, and then all of a sudden Charlie needs to be called up to reinforce or relief in place. So, yeah, it can be a shit end of the stick, getting security, but it's still important. All right, questions on that? Wait, for ASOT / armor, I tend to won't push for rear security a lot because it's just shit. But do consider it if you've got the manpower. All right, so now we're going into initiation and control. Okay, so we've spoken about the layout, how it sort of looks. Now we're going to talk about the initiation and the execution of the ambush itself. Right, so the killing zone, as I mentioned before, is where the main targets are ideally going to be in this zone. So it might not be the entire convoy, but the main targets you're aiming to hit will be in that box. Be aware of forward recon or armored elements moving through the killing zone first. So just because two technicals or whatever rock up or a helicopter flies through doesn't mean that you will open up and engage. Okay, so you need to listen to the orders, listen to your command group, and wait for that initiation. Initiation is to occur from the command group. Okay, it can be done via many different methods, including going from the most likely to the least likely, radio, rifle or GLA fire, initiation or explosives / mines, smokes, flares and lasers, and then voice. Okay, just going through them, obviously radio, simple over the section radio or platoon radio, fire, rifle or GLA fire, so that'll just be that the PHQ will start firing as soon as everyone hears gunfire. They just open up as well. Initiation of explosives and mines, so PHQ might have a sapper next to them, be like, cool, all right, clack it. He clacks it, and that sets off the mines, explosives, whatever, right? Then everyone starts to fire. Smoke flares, IRs, lasers, so just throwing a smoke, shooting a GLA round. As soon as you see the smoke, designated smoke color, you engage. If someone throws a flare out in the middle of the ambush site, whatever. Lasers are a good one. So as soon as you see a laser turn on, everyone turns their lasers on and starts shooting.
And then voice is, yeah, like an emergency. Okay, so you just might simply yell out. All right, once the commander initiates, kill groups open fire, explosives are detonated, vehicles move and open fire. Okay, note that vehicles move forward and open fire, not just open fire, because 9 times out of 10, the vehicles will be purchased on the reverse side of a slope or behind a building or whatever, because they're going to get spotted otherwise. Okay, so vehicles are more often to the rear and get driven up. Right, weapons may be designated priority of targets. So like I said before, being a mat gunner, for example, do I have the example up there? I don't, damn it. So for the example I've got here for a mat gunner, it might be that their priority is tanks, IFVs, APCs, and then lastly, technicals, all right? So if there's tanks, they're going to engage that first. If there's IFVs, they're going to engage that second. I think you get the gist. Right, MGs are to use control bursts, and AT/GLAs are to ensure that they are ranged. So again, get into your ambush site, don't fuck around, get someone out with a laser rangefinder, range to the center of the kill zone. Mat gunners will set their ranges, GLAs will do the same. If authorized, you might even fire a smoke round to see if that GLA is accurate, etc. All right, so use that time wisely, because when it comes to fucking execution, everyone needs to be on point. Same with MGs and that. If you want to range your weapons, then you know that's an option as well. You're probably not going to be able to burst or send rounds down though. Questions?
Sick. All right, so that's so we've opened up, we've killed everything, or what we think is everything. Now we're going to conduct a search. So once most or all of the enemy are eliminated, a search team may be sent out. The search team is generally the least likely kill group or the rear security. So again, a reminder that rear security is not to sit thumb in arse, because they'll most likely have a task of being the search team. If let's say that the left kill group was the least likely, then they would be the ones to go out and conduct a search. Don't have an image, that's all right. Cool, so what they're going to do is they're going to sweep the area for remaining enemy and or intel, and it needs to be quick. Right, they will sweep from the least likely to the most likely. So again, using that example that I said before, let's say the left side was the least likely, so the enemy was traveling right to left. They would go out through the least likely entrance and walk left to right. So they're going essentially against the enemy's grain. Now, the reason we do that is because they're going to be looking forward towards the most likely direction that the enemy is coming from, so that if they spot another convoy following up, they can quickly bail out and jump back into the ambush site. If they did it the other way, then they might end up with a convoy rocking up to their rear. Right? I hope that makes sense. I'll explain a bit more on the map if need be. Right, they will be covered by the command and other kill group. All right, or if the sweeping team is the rear security, then they'll have both kill groups covering them. You need to let the early warning know that the search team is going out, okay? Because otherwise they might freak out and be like, "Oh my god, there's still heaps of dudes on the ambush," and start engaging them, or in the kill zone, I should say. All right, always have at least one person looking towards the enemy direction whilst the others search. So in the image, you can't quite see, but you can see 3 dudes in extended line pushing through and searching. All right, so let's say if we were using the left guy here, he might be the one that's looking down that road. Okay, so just make sure someone is looking out at all times. Once the search is complete, you'll go back into the ambush site and take up your original position. Sometimes you won't need to do a search because you're just simply there to kill stuff. You're not actually needing to search for intel or anything like that. Right? But generally, if you are looking for something, you'll know what you're looking for. It might be like, all right, you're trying to capture an enemy commander or something like that. He's going to be in the 4th truck. And so you would not blow up that truck because you're trying to capture the dude. So it might be go down, try, detain him, for example. All right, questions on that? And then it might be if you do blow it up, you're going to retrieve his body, something like that. All right, cool.
I have a question.
So, last but not least is the withdrawal. Okay,
Question.
so send.
Sorry, I was muted before. So, for example, we are watching the back, and then we have to go search the front.
Yep.
Does somebody then go and take up our position watching the back, or is that just get left?
Potentially, but for the moment, it would be you would let that drop and you would go and do the search because that's more important. But it might be that half of the rear security goes out, so maybe just one fire team. It might be that the command group posts 2 of their members up to be rear security for the meantime. But it's just, again, it depends on numbers, depends on the urgency or the threat of anyone coming from the rear, that sort of thing. So it's a judgment call by the command team.
All right.
Any other questions? I'm sick. All right. So, like I said, the last thing we've got is withdrawal. So on the command group's orders, or if an actions on is initiated, all groups will withdraw from the ambush site. Okay, so note there's 2 instances, command orders, or if actions on is initiated. Okay, so some examples might be if you receive IDF. Now, actions on for that might be withdraw immediately back to the FUP. Okay, and everyone will know where the FUP is because we've gone to that prior to. I'll talk about that in a minute. But just keep that in mind, right? So there's 2 instances. As I mentioned there, it can be rapid or deliberate. All needs to be considered. Okay, rapid would be, like I said, withdrawing from IDF. Deliberate will be when there's no threat and you're just doing it methodically and as quietly as you can. The rapid could be simply an ERV drill. Again, using that example. Oh, fuck, receive IDF, everyone move to the ERV, which again would be a dictated time because it's an SOP or a drill. Dictated distance, away from that location. All right, for a deliberate scheme and maneuver, what happens with that is the early warnings will come in, least likely to come in first, then most likely. So essentially what I mean by coming in is they'll sort of swing back to the rear of the ambush and come in and meet up with the kill groups. Yeah, so least likely, so sticking with our left, the least likely, the left would come in, then the right, and then we're going to have all personnel will move out under the commander's direction. So again, generally, the left kill group, being the least likely kill group, will come out first. Right kill group will come in, and then the command team will follow out. Right, the sergeant is generally the one who's accounting for members in and out of the ambush site, so he literally should be standing at the rear of the ambush, counting out his members. Like, yep, cool, I've got all of the right kill group and the early warning. I've got the left kill group and the early warning, cool, and then I'll just count out the command team, and off we go. All right. We want to avoid moving out into the killing zones as enemy reinforcements or fires might be on the way. So if the convoy gets ambushed and they happen to get a radio out and say, hey, we just got an ambush, bomb the fuck out of our last known position, then there is a strong possibility that you'll just receive IDF on that road or killing zone or whatever. Or the enemy will bomb, look at the map and go, or the commander will look at it and go, oh, yeah, that's where the ambush site most likely is, because it'll generally be relatively obvious. So they'll be like, well, I'm just going to bomb the big hill that's next to it, because that's probably where they are. So ambushes, as much as they are sort of sneaky, slow, and methodical, they do need to be quick as well, and everyone needs to be switched on and know what they need to do. Because if that search team's fucking around, taking ages, then not only might they get bombed, but the ambush site might get bombed as well. And then it all goes to shit. All right, questions for that?
Yeah, just got a question. Regarding enemy reinforcements, would it be worth like going out and remining the fields where the vehicles were blown up, or in your ambush kill zone, or booby trapping or something like that? Is that something you do like in real life, or?
In real life, no, because with ADF you can't leave mines without observation. So minefields have to be observed by someone because it's against laws of war for the Geneva Convention and whatnot, because then it becomes a indiscriminate weapon. So if because you might have mined this road and it might be used by farmers or something and you don't know that, or your intel might be bad, and then all of a sudden you need to run out and stop farmers from fucking driving through your minefield. So IRL, no. Armor,
we still sort of practice that a little bit. But if you knew that another enemy convoy was on its way, was confirmed by hotel or your early warning or something, or you were simply ordered to, then you may potentially do that. But yeah, that's sort of the difference for that.
And just another little section of that question. Would you ever like implement like a honey trap or something like that, like an intentionally weak position to try and lure the enemy towards that, and then ambush around that, or abandon equipment or something?
Yeah, so in the deliberate, we do talk a little bit about that, but essentially you might not necessarily have like an abandoned equipment or something, but it might be that you funnel them in because you've blocked off every other road except this one, and you've essentially funneled them into this particular location. And that's what obstacles for conventional forces, that's what obstacles are actually for. They're not to slow down or degrade forces. They're used to redirect forces, because to clear an obstacle belt takes a lot of time, resources, and is very risky. Whereas if you can go around an obstacle belt, or you're funneled towards a particular direction, then there's most likely going to be an ambush at the end of that obstacle belt or whatnot. So yeah, it's not so much that, hey, here's a big shiny pot of gold. It's more so that you might use the terrain or place down some minefields or obstacles to push them towards a certain direction. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Cool. All right, cool. Any other questions? That's sick. All right, so now that's hasty / immediate ambush. Now we're going to go into deliberate. So an ambush that is planned and has time to conduct a proper setup is essentially a deliberate ambush. You might have opportunity to build defenses and that sort of thing, but essentially it follows the same principles and general layout of a hasty ambush, just with more considerations. All right, so we'll go through those now. All right, so the 7 main stages and considerations compared to the 5. We've got setup, groups, obstacles, coordinating effects, initiation, control, search, and withdrawal. Okay? So we'll go into those. Oh, is that? Oh, I think I might have skipped a thing, that's why. Go back to 15. Oh yeah, so there you go. So there's the steps there. Pretty awesome photo. So yeah, setups, groups, obstacles, coordinating effects, initiation, control, search, withdrawal. So the only difference is the coordinating effects and the setup. Pretty much it. Oh, sorry, wrong. Obstacles. Obstacles and coordinating effects, so the 2 middle ones. All the rest are all the same. Alright, so moving into now, the setup. So same thing in terms of the setup and groups and whatnot, but we're going to consider the terrain. Off, which is observation and fields of fire. Withdrawal routes, things like defenses and trenches. Also, still needs to be quick, even though that it's deliberate and that you've assumed to have more time. So this might be like, oh, okay, you've got half an hour until the convoy rocks up. Still needs to be quick, and you still plan like if you've got 5 minutes, because they might rock up in 15 or 20 minutes, and you're only halfway through your setup. If given a time of expected, yep, cool, I just said that. All right, so good orders should be given. Otherwise, it's pretty much no change to what we spoke about before. All right, groups, no change. They're exactly the same. Obstacles. So this is sort of what I was talking about before in regards to setting up the wires or mines and that sort of stuff. But due to more planning time and setup time, obstacles can be considered and used. So things like mines and explosives in the killing zone, claymores pointing towards the killing zone as well. So they might be only sort of 10, 15 meters off the track or the road, and then the engineers can clack them under direction. And things like consider defensive obstacles, so sandbags, bunkers, even claymores on the flanks. So maybe near the early warning. So if they're getting flanked or ambushed, then the early warning guys have the ability to clack those off and run away. Right, questions on that?
I've got one.
And
If civilians are a consideration, this might have been answered earlier, but if civilians are a consideration, wouldn't we just use the explosive ones, the ones that we only get to set off?
Yeah, exactly. So if that was a concern, you would definitely want all your explosives to be under our control. So you wouldn't place AT mines on the road, for example, because again, they're indiscriminate. So, yeah.
Right, and this is allowed that if it's like it's a road that we know civilians drive on, we place explosives. That's not like breaking any rules. Then
No, because it's as long as it's under your control, it's okay. So
right.
again, IRL slightly different. Won't go into it, but you essentially wouldn't be setting up explosives on a road that civilians were using. But in Armor and with us, yeah, we're happy as long as they're under, some sort of control of. So no timers. It would have to be remotely or via cord, and that's pretty much it. So.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
All right, sweet. Kicking on into coordinating effects. So, command may or can coord with support call signs to synchronize effects onto the enemy or the killing zone. So, what I mean by that is they might organize IDF or direct fires or CAS or maybe ABF reinforcements, etc. Right. So once they hit that kill zone, it might be like, yep, all right, go fire your rounds, or it might be to have Hotel fly in and conduct a CAS run. All right, it's up to them. It depends on the effects needed and this assets available. It still needs to be controlled by the command group and actions on. So it might be that as soon as their withdrawal is called, Hotel comes in and moves into a loiter position and provides security from the top down. They might provide recon or eyes out to the early warning in case there's enemies rock up. All right, so there's all these things that you can consider in regards to that. Yep, said that. All right, other effects might be things like blowing bridges or detonating explosives. So similar to what we were talking about before. Again, coordination of those effects needs to be controlled by the command group. All right, initiation and control, there's no significant changes. The only real change is that all supporting assets must remember to only engage once prompted. That means if you're looking at a target that you leave, you should be engaging and it's driving through and no one's shooting and it drives all the way through, well, that's not your problem. And if people are like, hey, Victor, why didn't you shoot that tank that drove through? Be like, well, I wasn't told to. It's not up to you to make that decision because you might not know something that command does. All right, so you just do as directed. All right, searching. The only difference really here is to consider other call signs who can conduct a search. All right, Echo, for example, might be a good one because there might be prisoners that need to be handled or may need to conduct a vehicle detonation. And same with Mike, you might have some members out there, especially if you're trying to capture someone, you might send 1 or 2 members out to secure that potential HVT or whatnot if he's potentially injured. So, all right, the withdrawal, same thing, no real change, except it can be messy with a lot of call signs. So again, if you've got vehicles and tanks and that sort of stuff in the ambush, those commanders and drivers, etc., need to be aware and just be careful when reversing out, that sort of thing. Right? It's very easy to run over people in a tight ambush. All right, questions about that? So that's deliberate. So that's what I mean. It's really quite straightforward once you got the basics down. The only real difference is a couple more assets to consider, and that's pretty much it. Maybe some defenses and obstacles and stuff. Questions? Sweet. All right, we're over halfway already. Cool. So moving into platoon and company level ambushes. All right. So we were thinking a little smaller, maybe like a section size, maybe 1 or 2 sections worth. Now we're looking at larger sort of ambushes. All right. You'll see that they still follow the same sort of process. So set up groups, obstacles, and obviously on the next one we continue on. But with this setup, same as section size. But then generally what happens is they are generally occupied by sections rather than fire teams, okay? So you'll see left kill group, for example, would be maybe Alpha. Right kill group might be Bravo, and rear security might be Charlie, All right, so it just expands in size. Now that means that the early warning would still be manned by Alpha, aka left kill group, so maybe 1 or 2 members instead, because now you've got the manpower to have 2 members to provide that extra security, that extra protection for the early warning and whatnot. Okay, the command group might be the PHQ in the center. Okay. Remember though, you still need to have everyone behind cover. Only one person needs to observe. So PHQ or the command group will observe. Maybe one person from each kill group at this level to be able to feed information a little bit quicker to those members in the kill group. But other than that, you do not need, because as soon as you get to this level, if only 2 people from each kill group and the command group are poking out, that's at minimum 6 people potentially busting the entire ambush. All right? For a successful ambush, everyone needs to remain hidden. Things like bunkers and sandbag walls, trenches, towers, etc. can be built by Echo. But again, not going crazy because you might give away your position. Same sort of thing. If you're in a bunker, it doesn't mean you get to poke out. It doesn't add that visual block. It only adds that protection. All right, groups, no change, as we spoke about before. Except you're more likely to have rear security. Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, obstacles. So you may require or request Echo and other 1-3 call signs to provide support. So you can see in the top left-hand corners, you've got the green X's or crosses, which are an indication for obstacles. So that's what I was talking about before. You might have them. So let's say the enemy is coming from left to right. You've got them being funneled down this particular road. Same as in the top right corners here, you've got a hotel there waiting to be called in to maybe conduct a CAS run or provide that recon. All right, with things like blowing bridges, this can be coordinated with ZOSs if not pre-planned by the mission maker, okay, because we have the ability to hide objects mid-mission. So if you have an idea of like, oh, actually I want to try and blow this bridge, then set your charges or whatever for that. All right, so we can do that on the fly. Bit of an admin point there, but yeah. All right, cool. Questions on that? You've also noticed that we've got a mortar target in the middle of the kill zone. So that's what I'm talking about in regards to coordinating those effects. Oh, and you've also got, I shouldn't forget, we got Victor at the back there in that kill group or near that command group, and then Mike rear as well, ready in that rear security with their ambulances to provide assistance. Cool. All right, so as I said before, coordinating those effects, okay, can become a bit trickier, but good orders and triggers are to be in place. An example being, on order, IDF will fire. During flight, the command will initiate via radio. So whilst the rounds are in the air, the command will then initiate the ambush. The platoon then opens fire, the tanks roll forward into position, engage armor and vehicles, the IDF lands, and then the CAS brought in, and then you withdraw. That may be an example of coordinating effects. Right, initiation and control. So no real change there, apart from we need to ensure that the call signs know when and who they will be engaging when it's initiated. All right, questions on that?
Maybe one question for the initiation and control. Seeing as the platoon, seeing as the platoon is much bigger, would it be allowed for the commander to basically say, right, this section I trust. I'll as soon as you guys engage, we all open up or something, because they might have no. Okay.
The command group is in command. He or she alone will initiate the ambush. If they cannot see the ambush or the killing zone, they need to reposition. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
So another quick one here.
Yeah, send.
You might have talked about this. I apologize if you have, but
okay.
Is there anything about priority of targets? Like, because in all the movies I watch, you always get the first of the column and the last are trying to trap them in.
Yep.
Did you speak about that, or?
So I spoke about priority of targets in terms of like the Mac gunner shooting armor first and then medium armored, etc. But no, you're right. So again, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. So you might want to engage the first and last vehicle. You're bang on. That's the most common because it sort of creates that block or that sort of disorganization. But then you might not be able to see the rear vehicle because there might be a really long convoy. So you just got to be, again, flexible and sort of understand the size of the convoy or what you're trying to achieve. You might be like, we are aiming for the center vehicle because that's the command, that's the target that we're actually trying to hit. So you might just have your Mac gunners be like, right, you see a officer looking car, I don't care if it's a fucking bicycle, you're going to shoot a Morse round at it because that's the goal of the ambush. If the goal of the ambush is to destroy as many as you can, then generally you will go first and last. But again, you just got to be aware, and that's why the early warning comes into play, because they might be like, oh, we're expecting 4 or 5 vehicles, and I can see 15 of them. It's like, fuck, now that's going to blow our kill zone out by a lot, so maybe we'll have to let most of the convoy go through so we can actually hit the first and last vehicle. So yes, that is the most common, but again, you need to be aware of the flexibility or the requirement and the aim of the ambush itself. Make sense? Or
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Oh, sweet. Oh, I skipped one. I think I did. One. Yeah, I did. All right, cool. So for the search, so again, it's the same process. Due to numbers, you might have an entire section or an attachment like Echo could be used to go and conduct that search. Other assets or vehicles can be used for security and moving of prisoners, etc. So it might be Echo sitting in the rear security with Mike and PHQ, or no, maybe not PHQ, but then they'll be like mounted up in their vehicles, ready to scoot round quickly, grab any prisoners or HVTs, etc., and quickly yeet skid out of there. Right, just because it's larger though, doesn't mean it can take or should take longer. It still needs to be quick. Last but not least, we've got the withdrawal. So the same process, but again, generally done with a call sign at a time. So using our example, continuing with our example, we got alpha, left flank, and early warning. They bring in that early warning. They say, yep, all right, PHQ, we've got, or Sunray, we've got our early warning. We're now peeling in, and off they go. And then maybe the vehicles will back out first, whatever. So it just needs to be coordinated so that we're not running over each other, etc., etc. So it's important that, yeah, again, call signs and personnel are ready, they're paying attention, and are ready to move quickly. Because, again, that blowout at that time. Don't worry about pulling down trenches and shit unless you're directed to. 9 times out of 10, you won't need to do that. Questions? Nope. Sick tits. All right. So now we're going into our counter ambushes. All right. So there's 3 sort of actions on or types: the push through, the withdrawal, and the counter ambush drill. Yeah, okay, that's all the info I've got. Cool, so we'll go through this now. 30, 24. 24. All right, cool. So the push through. So this is generally preemptively stated in orders, okay, or more so in convoy orders, and is probably the most common or best option. But simply, this will be that all call signs or vehicles will engage, unless stated otherwise, and continue en route at the same speed. Okay, note at the same speed. Or you may have actions on to increase speed. This doesn't mean that when you get engaged, the driver just punches it, starts swerving all over the road and shit. Couple of things why. Firstly, you're going to probably rear end or cause someone to rear end you because you slam on the brakes and you're all of a sudden trying to find cover and whatnot. So if your actions on is to push through, or the convoy commander says push through, by the way, this is if we're convoying and we get ambushed, if that wasn't clear. So if the convoy commander says push through, you would continue on the same speed, or the speed dictated in actions on. So it might be actions on, we get ambushed, all vehicles to increase speed by 20, and then continue en route unless directed otherwise. All right. Another reason why we don't slam on our brakes or speed up and swerve all over the road is because the gunners need to be able to shoot shit. So a nice, smooth, and consistent speed and steering nice and straight down the road or whatever will allow your gunners to actually shoot shit. I know everyone's experienced when the driver's all over the place and you're like just spinning around in your turret, not being able to shoot anything. Okay, so it takes discipline to not slam on your brakes or whatever, but it's really important. And the reason we don't just gun it is because we don't want to leave vehicles that are heavy or larger or whatever, or slower, behind. So just maintain your speed and then, again, unless directed otherwise. You also need to be careful of spacing and damaged vehicles in front. So again, why we don't speed up? Because if the vehicle in front of you all of a sudden becomes disabled, you want to have enough time to react and drive safely around it, notify the convoy commander, maybe pull up next to it and provide security. You have to consider things like people jumping out of the damaged vehicle. So spacing is important for obviously the lag, the explosions, rubber banding, and security and things like that I've just spoken about, all right? The common actions on. So we've got things like vehicle damage or destroyed. Okay, so what happens when that occurs? Are we going to stop? Are we going to leave the vehicle behind? Are we going to go back and get them, etc.? If there's a blockade or a path is not viable, so if all of a sudden it's blocked and we need to try and find a different route, what are we going to do? Call sign or vehicle left behind, I sort of spoke about, and then distance to travel prior to stopping. So that might work in hand with the actions on of pushing through. So pushing through is an actions on, right? But then you have actions on for your actions on. All right, well, what happens if we're pushing through and any of those happen? Okay, well, now we're going to do X, Y, Z. So if you're thinking, oh, nah, there's no actions on for this convoy, bullshit. Actions on for convoys have heaps of actions on. All right, questions for that? By the way, that's not enough spacing. It's not my image, but that's not enough spacing. I wonder if I thought of that when I put that picture up there, but yeah. All right. The next most common one is probably the withdrawal. Okay, the quick decision is made if engaged or ambushed. There's a similar sort of thing. All vehicles and call signs will engage, again, unless stated otherwise, and will turn around. If organized enough, vehicles can simply follow the same order of march and turn around. So think of like a snake. The snake doesn't all of a sudden, his head becomes his tail. His head still becomes his head and he just follows it around. So the first vehicle can still follow, the second vehicle can still follow the first one and just him do a U-turn and then he follows him and him follows him. Rather than people, again, slamming on their brakes, stopping in the middle of the road, potentially rear-ending each other, just follow it like a snake, unless your convoy commander says individual vehicles conduct a U-turn, and then you will reverse the order of march, okay? So the last vehicle will become vehicle one, etc., etc., okay? So, again, you've got to be paying attention. Drivers need to be on that convoy net. Commanders need to be on that convoy net. This is why it's also important, and basic things like convoys are, when we pay it off, why it's super important, because when it goes to shit, you need to all be all over it. Okay, so if you are turning around individually, just don't push in or overtake or whatever. Be patient and just follow the vehicle that was behind you. Just, don't try and squeeze in gaps. Don't try and boost past people. If you're like, oh, fucking... Zero Alpha's taking too long to turn around, just wait. Provide security to them, because if you start trying to mix in and push in around each other and whatnot, it just causes problems. If it's obviously urgent because you're getting shot at by a tank, might be a little bit different, but just keep that in mind, all right, because it becomes very messy. And again, be cautious of spacing and vehicles that are damaged in front of you. All right, some common actions on, again, vehicle damage or destroyed, vehicle order of march, if a call sign's left behind, and then distance to withdraw prior to stopping, okay? Because generally what you'll do is you'll withdraw for a distance, maybe 1 or 2 Ks, everyone will pull off, herringbone, and then conduct a quick reorg, make sure you're not missing anyone, any vehicles, etc., etc. All right, any questions? All right, last one. So, counter ambush drill. As the name states, it's a drill. So therefore, it's directed by the convoy or group commander. What I mean by group commander is if, let's say, I was in the convoy, I might not necessarily be the convoy commander, but I would be the commander of the group, and I'd just say, right, counter ambush drill, and then everyone would generally know what to do. Or I would then give directions accordingly. Okay, so this is conducted when the ambush force is deemed small or manageable. It may be that the path is blocked and or there is no other option to withdraw. So you might be, okay, well, we have to turn and fight. Call signs and personnel in the kill zone are to push out and get into his cover as best as possible. Okay, lots of suppressive fire is required. So this is when you'll be holding the tit and shooting any position that looks like it could be, you know, an advantage point or kill group or early warning, etc. Call signs and personnel are directed to move to the flanks and to conduct an assault on the ambush forces. There'll be some images in a minute to show this. With this, careful PID is required to prevent blue on blue when the flanking forces are attacking. Again, the images will show that. Once the ambush forces have been dealt with, you'll attempt to push through or withdraw, and that'll be made ASAP in case IDF or enemy reinforcements are on the way. So you're in that kill zone, you know what it's like now because you've just learnt what's potentially coming, so you need to get the fuck out of that kill zone as quickly as possible. All right, some considerations, as you can see there. Patients, are they able to be loaded? The big one, don't get into the habit of, oh yeah, it's injured, we'll just treat him here. Get the fuck him in there, get him in a vehicle, get out of there. Damaged vehicles may need to be left behind, so that means, let's say Alpha's vehicle's fucked, but it's kind of still moving. If they can fit in Bravo and Charlie's vehicles, do that. Get them out, quickly mount up and get the fuck going. Okay, and I've spoken about that last one. All right, questions on that? Nope, sweet. Right, so, counter ambush. Here we go, we've got our lovely convoy. And we've been ambushed. The Bravo vehicle has been hit. Oh, there's two in the middle there, you can't quite see. They're Mike's vehicles, though, they've got a red cross. So Bravo vehicle has been hit. Okay, counter ambush drill has been called. Myself or the convoy commander will call for a counter ambush drill to occur. You'll see here on this top right hand one, the Victor vehicle at the front has turned to engage the forces and provide as much suppression as possible. We've got Alpha and the HQ vehicle pulling off to the left to provide that all-round security. The Mike and Echo vehicles have been called up front. There's a lot of fucking arrows here, so just take a second to take that in. We've got the Echo and Mike vehicles to push up to provide assistance to that Bravo vehicle. The vehicles at the rear have just halted and we're providing that rear security and being prepared to move to assist other call signs. You can see our Charlie and second Victor vehicle have moved out to the flank to try and get eyes on and potentially locate where those ambushing forces are. From there, they've moved from right to left, engaged and cleared out those forces. So that's what I was talking about before, is that you need to be careful and coordinate that fire, making sure you're not shooting your own troops. Okay? Cool. So that is an example of that. Questions on that? As you can see, a lot of moving parts, troops moving in front of each other, vehicles moving in front of each other, there's some fucking injured down in the middle of the road, etc., etc. So all needs to be coordinated. Yes, Ent?
So if there was a V formation fire where there was a fire team on each side of the ambush, how would that play out?
So you would potentially have the Alpha section and the first Victor vehicle conduct the same on the other side. Potentially.
No, like there's one fire team on each side of the road, is that?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you would have, so Charlie and Victor go that side, and then Alpha and the other Victor vehicle would go this side. But they might start here and go backwards. It just depends on where the forces are. Or, because they might be able to simply destroy the forces from where they are. But the point is, you're trying to provide as much protection to the damaged vehicle and personnel as you can.
Okay, I get you. Yep.
Again, it's hard to answer because it's very situational. Sense, Smitty?
So one, Okay, got myself confused. I'll just say the one I remember. If per se PHQ's vehicle gets hit, and that's where the convoy commander is, who is to make the decision whether we push through or
Chain of
counter
command.
ambush?
Next in chain of command.
So Alpha.
It depends if it's the companies here. So if I'm in the convoy, it'd be Jazz and all the way through CHQ. If we all get blown up, then it might go down to PHQ. Then yeah, generally it would start Alpha Bravo Charlie and continue down. But that means they'll be commanding the entire company. So unless stated otherwise in orders. But
Right.
it might be that Victor spots the enemy. So the rear vehicle might spot the enemy, and they say, hey, yep, we've got good eyes. Would recommend a flanking movement right to left, whatever. So if that happens, you're going to be in a bit of a shit, show anyway. But that's where the chain of command comes in, where it comes into practice of, SOPs and making sure that everyone understands the chain of command, what's to happen when X member goes down, blah 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 blah. So it all ties in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the second question. So What again? Never mind.
Oh, good. Just yell out if you do think of it. Any
So
others?
maybe a good point. So if you've got 0 Alpha down and PHQ down, then and you've assumed responsibility for the platoon, you're also assuming responsibility for 0 Alpha.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're on 60 now. Yeah.
Yep, I'd be getting on 60 and being like, Victor, push your front vehicle 1 out to the right, provide suppressing fire, vehicle to the rear. Charlie, you'll move through, conduct a flank right to left, or it might be south to north, whatever. Echo, fucking Mike, move up, provide assistance. It doesn't need to be flashy. It could just be, hey guys, PHQ is dead, 0 Alpha's vehicle blew up, they're all fucked. Victor, I need you to conduct a flank with Charlie. Mike and Echo, get up here and assist Bravo, they're damaged. And you might not use any Raytail at all. That's fine. If you don't know or you're stressing out, just get it out, get the help required, and then, just take that breath and try and sort yourself out. But that same goes with anyone who's not staff. If you're getting on your platoon net or company net and saying that, hey, all my staff are fucking dead, don't worry about Raytail, just get on there, state who you are, who your call sign is, so we know where and roughly who you are, and then, off you go. Any others?
I've got a question.
One from Echo.
Go McDongle first.
So how advisable would it be to change the order mid counter ambush drill? Like, say the flank is just about set up, but you get information that you have to get out of there now because they're sending, I don't know, jets or something.
Yep.
Like, how advisable would it be to stop that mid counter and do the withdrawal instead, or would it be better just to push through and then do the withdrawal?
Well, it depends how urgent the threat is. Like, if you said there's jets on their way, then if Golf's with you, or you might be able to get Hotel up with some AA missiles, then there's potential to continue with the counter ambush drill. But if you've got IDF falling, fuck yeah, I'll be bailing out of there. Maybe the Victor and Charlie call sign just hold where they are. They don't push forward, but they just hold where they are, and you use them as like a bound back. So then all of the forces here bound back, and then Victor and Charlie then bound back once you're out of sort of line of sight or whatnot. So again, it just depends on the urgency of you needing to withdraw. Like, I wouldn't be sticking around if there's IDF, but if say there's an infantry section coming down the road, I'll be like, all right, well, good luck to them. We'll just have Victor destroy them at the front. That answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Echo, net?
So why if they immediately choose to fuck up Echo or Mike so no one else gets any support?
What if? Well, we just do our best. If we can't recover the vehicle, we can't repair it, we might just leave it. We'll load up everyone into vehicles. Starlight might grab a couple of Mike members, try and treat them as they can, and we just get out of there. Like, that's essentially what we're going to have to do. It's going to be a hard situation, but it'd be the same if they knocked out HQ, It's like, well, we just have to make do as best we can. Cool. Good questions. Anyone else? No, sick. Cool. I think that is... Oh, no, I had one more. Oh, yep. Okay, so
this is a similar sort of idea, like the counter ambush drill, but so we got same on the left. Bravo gets hit, poor Bravo. Then same sort of thing. Echo and Mike move up, but then this time we've decided that we're going to move Charlie and Alpha and Victor up to push and assault that force there. Okay, or in the center there. All right. But again, it's just showing another option that may occur. But then you're obviously dropping security to the front and to that left flank as well. So you do need to consider that. Cool. Questions on that? No. Now I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Cool. All right. Final questions. Nil by.
Sorry, Thomas, I had one from Victor. So going back to setup again.
Yep.
With terrain deformation, using your example that you've actually put on the map, because I had a little peek at the height.
Yep.
If you just look at a height chart for it across from the center all the way behind, you'll note that our position is right on top of a peak.
Yes.
With a very steep backdrop. In that situation, and there's no other reliable spot for Victor, where would you recommend us sitting pre-ambush?
So using, so you're in that example on the map, that is the top of the feature, and then this is going back down, and that's not very steep. It's not as steep as you might think there, because if you have a look, the contour lines are, yeah, they're not crazy. Like, you'll see it when you get there, but it might just be that you can position yourselves a little bit further back, and it might be okay. But ultimately, again, it just comes down to positioning. If, that position isn't tenable, then you're just going to have to find a different spot. But it's far better doing that than trying to make a ship position work that's going to get the entire ambush scene.
Alright.
But there's no real specific answer to that, unfortunately.
On that, you could get Echo to build you camo nets.
No, it's not going to completely hide you, I don't think. Yeah. I don't think. Potentially. But using terrain is going to be a more definitive option.
As far as I'm aware, camo nets only really protect you from, cover you from the directions they cover.
Let's pray Armor 4 allows us to dig the ground out.
Yeah, give us shovels.
You say that like there's going to be an armor 4.
True.
Question.
And
last one, I promise. Just regarding blocking off roads and stuff for securing an ambush position.
Yep.
Are we allowed to requisition civilian or AN vehicles just purely to block areas off?
I probably wouldn't. Not civilian vehicles, sorry. You would, if able, you would utilize Echo to build some sort of obstacle instead. But again, if you were desperate, if you needed to, if it was urgent that you actually stop them, then there's potential. Just send it through your chain. Depends on the mission, on the campaign. If we're trying to win hearts and minds, is it we don't really give a fuck about the civilians? Again, it varies.
Yeah, Roger. Thanks.
Question.
Ben?
On obstacles, are there certain obstacles we should avoid using to corral the enemy?
In what sense? Sorry.
So, a big row of H blocks would look like a fortified position, so they'd stay away from it. Whereas razor wire just looks like, I need to go around that sort of thing.
Yeah. Again, it depends if, if you can hide the obstacles to an extent, then that would be good, because then they might come up over a ridge line and see, holy fuck, there's tank traps on either side of the road or whatever. Again, situational.
Okay.
If you need to make it obvious, you can. If you're trying to make it sneaky, and then again, positioning of the ambush will come into play there about where you want to, actually conduct the ambush. Is it just over a ridge? Is it on a bend, etc.? So again, situational. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. Any other final questions?
Oh, sick. All right, so what I want you guys to do is a couple of things. So first off, I want you to quickly grab your 152s out of the box there at the rear. And once we've done that, we're going to head out towards the north. There's a hangar, or sorry, some examples outside the hangar. And we're just going to have a look at some dummies, essentially, of what a layout may look like. And it may just help put it into perspective a little bit. All right, let's do that now.
Does anyone not have a 152?
You gotta change hands.
That fucking AA12 Thomas.
Does anyone need help setting their 152 to alternate channel 41?
So, who's on speaker?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
I should have changed it. Yeah, go through the.
Yeah,
that's all me.
Yep. No, you see the plus minus in the bottom right?
What do you want?
Can you put us up at 10 when we get there?
Try it again, Nadrick. I think it might be me.
Arrow.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
No.
In the middle.
I got it set up, man.
Yep, and it should change from a C2 to an A2. Yep, clear that. Type in 41, press enter.
Over here towards the north, you'll see you're staying on a rock.
Yeah, you might want to fix that.
Hang on.
Press right click. Press right click.
Hi, Soggy.
Press right click.
Dog shit.
Control C. Double tap C.
I've tried everything.
What are you waving at?
Look at those eyes.
That and then.
It looks so empty and lifeless.
Damn, it's almost like this game is like 12 years old.
If that ever happens, you just right click normally. It happens sometimes.
I don't have a mouse.
I tried everything before the gun. I pulled out the gun first, did it, and
To the north, Jones. You can see
When
the
you put out
giant
the gun,
group of
did you
people.
aim up sights?
And the convoy, we're gonna answer that
Like, did it immediately go off into ADSing?
What question?
The question that continued fucking 3 more questions after that.
Oh man. Alright, cool. So with this, you've got just some examples of some ambush layouts essentially. So this here, you've got early warning on the left, kill group in the left kill group, command group, right kill group, and early warning. Right, it's just to show a rough layout in visual. Okay, so we'll move forward and we'll go to platoon size.
Oh, so much running. I'm so fat.
Work on that body.
Come off to the right a little bit. Come over here, Brody.
It's like the training.
Cool. So this one, I'll talk over net for this one. So the very far left, the very distance. Someone's on speaker. Hello. Hello. E-Tech on speaker, I think. Alright, sort that out. I won't talk on that. So far left, you've got early warning. Now we've got a section's worth, or section minus worth of people in the kill group, the left kill group. You've got command group in the center, right kill group, and then early warning. So you got 2 on the early warning. And then here you've got your third section in rear security. Right. So again, just sort of showing that setup. In the kill groups, they are quite close together, generally in behind 1 or 2 trenches, just so we've got that command and control. Alright, move on to the last one.
Rush the ambush position.
Ned, are you making the sprinting noises?
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to know that we look
Yep,
like
come off to the right a little bit more again.
A bunch of lemons.
Pause here. Back here, guys. A little hard to see with this one. Alright, I might cut this one away for tomorrow. Alright, so with this one, you can't quite see it, but you've got early warning off to the far left. Then you've got the multiple trenches for Victor. So again, noting that you've got secondary positions that they can withdraw back and essentially drive into to maybe get a different position or whatnot. Command group in the center still. Kill group on the right, and then our early warning on the right as well. And then we've got our security section at the rear with Mike and then vehicles. Again, imagining that we're not directly on the track, potentially off 100 to 300 meters away from the track. It just depends on the terrain, your weapons and that sort of stuff. You don't want to be pushing into max effective range if possible. Good question.
Is that considered hidden when crouching like that?
No, this is just for display purposes. Yeah.
Roger.
Cool. Questions? Oh, sweet. All right, we'll go back. Teleport us and make it a lot easier.
Oh, I don't like teleporting. It makes me busy.
Turn the AI on.
Welcome to the pit.
Hey, could you go green team?
Cool. Alright, what's the time? 8.
Time to go to bed.
8.
Let's run some radio checks real quick. Vade, you got me on 5-3.
Who's on speaker over here? Someone's on speaker.
Maybe it wasn't E-Tech then, my bad.
It wasn't E-Tech. You felt really offended, Thomas.
That's what a shame.
I've got all my
Sounds like a
radios
hit
set up.
button.
I heard him say that. I just don't know what to say back.
No, that's fine. But I think he might be on speaker.
Am I?
Yeah, might be. I'm not sure.
Press Control P for me.
Hey,
What's going on?
I'll press it again. Headphones. It should be on headphones, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's on headphones now.
Okay. Cool. Can you do a test before we talk?
Oh my! I don't know how to do an alternate channel.
Here you go.
No, wait.
Hello?
No, fuck.
That was a
Hello. Alright, gather in and we'll go through the orders for the convoy. Oh, the ambush, I mean. Actually, we are doing a convoy, so yeah.
More convoy for net.
Phase 1, Phase 2. Alright, so referencing the map, I'll be referencing orders, so I might not be able to use my pointer just this second. Actually, I know what I'll do. Big brain idea on the second screen.
Oh my god, he's so smart.
So smart.
Apple Vision Pro for Thomas.
Vade, could you change yourself to red, chopped to
HE on there. Alright. 75. Alrighty, cool. So referencing the map, we've got situation. So there is a large enemy convoy arriving into the AO, approximately 2 kilometers from the northwest of our current location. So our current location being the range down here. Within this convoy is a high-ranking commander by the name of Colonel Tum. Intel has suggested that he's going to be using the convoy along the SSRs, or secondary supply routes, to avoid detection, and will comprise a variety of vehicles and personnel. HQ requires Colonel Tum either captured or killed. Our mission is to ambush and kill or capture. Execution. The primary objective is to either capture or kill Colonel Tum. This will be achieved by conducting a company-sized ambush on the large enemy convoy expected through the area. It is assessed that the convoy will consist of a recon element, the main body, and a QRF. More details about these later. Alright, so listening in. So insertion and setup. So post orders, all call signs will mount into their designated vehicles and aircraft before moving to that first FUP or staging area in the vicinity of grid 085055, so that first FUP. Hotel, you are to mount into your aircraft and be prepared to move to your staging area and overview areas. Prepare your aircraft with anti-vehicle weapons in order to engage runaways and serious threats.
This is Armor 3.
The location at grid 085055 will be the ambush staging area, and call signs positions will be marked to provide security and allow admin to be conducted. Alright, that'll be posted out in a sec. Someone's breathing in their mic. All call signs
all call sign personnel are to ensure that they are ready to insert and have appropriate equipment ready for ambush setup. Golf, you are to set up IDF weapons at this location, and unless requested by a call sign, you will remain in this location. So, to reiterate, Golf, you'll be conducting IDF operations from the first FUP. On order, all call signs will move to the second FUP. This will be the ambush rear position and will be referred to as the ERV. Order of march to the ERV will be Echo, 1-1, Victor, and Mike. Upon arrival at the ERV, all 1-1 call signs are to leave their vehicles in their security locations at the ERV. Okay, so all vehicles from the sections will remain at the first, at the ERV here. They're not to be taken to the ambush location. Echo, Mike, and Victor are the only ones with vehicles in the ambush site. Okay, once this has been complete, all call signs will move cautiously to their respective areas of responsibility. All right, here are the areas of responsibility. Early warning left will be a 1-1 section. Kill group will be 1-1 and Victor. So there'll be one kill group, not multiple. Early warning right will be a 1-1 section. Rear security and QRF will be Mike and Echo. Whoever's got their kid recording in the background, please mute. And typing. Cut off will be hotel. So hotel, I'll mark a standby position for you shortly. Okay, Echo, you are to prioritize laying of mines before any other defenses. We'll change that to satchels for detonation rather than mines. 1-1, you are to move to your sections and you are to move your sections to their respective areas and dig in. THQ is to check all 3 locations and ensure sections are aware of their actions on. Victor, you are to dig in your trenches or your vehicle pits and ensure that you have a clear drive-up position for that ambush initiation. Mike, you are to set up the ambush CCP and rear security positions. Hotel, you are to either remain grounded until required or position yourselves in an airborne position, ready to respond quickly once the ambush is initiated. Golf IDF targets will be designated by myself for IDF support. All call signs are to be aware that Echo will not be able to fortify all call sign positions due to time restrictions, so only request Echo if absolutely necessary. All personnel and vehicles are to be very well hidden once the ambush is called set. Call signs are to have minimal personnel observing the killing zone to help reduce the likelihood of detection. All call signs will be required to check in with me that they are set up and ready. This will be done on normal operation frequencies. All call signs, ambush initiation. So this execution of the ambush. All call signs are to hold fire until initiation is called by myself or CHQ. If for any reason, we have CHQ members tonight. If for any reason I'm not available, aka a DC, then another CHQ member will take over responsibility of initiation. Okay, the primary method will be via radio. The secondary will be rifle. Emergency will be red smoke. I say again, red smoke. All call signs are to anticipate letting the recon element move through the ambush, as the main priority is the Colonel's transport vehicle. Once initiation is called, 1-1 and Victor, you are free to engage all targets. Victor, you are to drive up to your trenches immediately post-initiation. Okay, priority of targets are from your most focused up to your least focused. Just want to make sure I got that right. So 1-1. Your priority is unarmored technicals. So, like dushkins and shit like that. Infantry, light armor, and unarmed vehicles being your last. So trucks and jeeps, that sort of thing. Victor, your priority of targets is armored vehicles and tanks. Technicals, infantry, and then unarmed vehicles. Golf, you are to be prepared to fire on order. Hotel, on order, you are to move into position and engage the forward recon vehicles that were let through, and to take up position to engage any QRF forces or follow-on forces that may approach from the north. Call signs are to keep an eye out for any vehicles that may identify as the Colonel's transport. The location of that vehicle after initiation should be marked on map ASAP. Mike and Echo, you are to be prepared to move to support any call sign on order. Alright, for the clearance and the withdrawal. Once the ambush has been initiated, on order, Echo and the left early warning section are to move out to the kill zone and conduct a sweep of the wrecks and bodies. Echo is to detain any enemy personnel who are wounded or surrender, and search for the Colonel and ensure safe passage of the security section. The 1-1 section is to engage any threats during that sweep and provide protection to Echo. All other call signs are to be prepared to, are to prepare for the withdrawal whilst providing overwatch to the sweeping forces. And once the Colonel has been captured or confirmed KIA and the sweep is complete, the sweeping forces are to return to the ambush via the right early warning. So reference map for whichever section is going to be the left early warning. Okay, you will push out and you will sweep from south to north, and then you will go all the way up to the end of wherever the last vehicle is, and then you will come in through the right early warning and back to your position. Right? That's how it goes. So out, up, and back through. All right. Once back in location, all call signs are to be prepared to withdraw back to the ERV on order, being the FUP here. Once all call signs are back at the ERV and accounted for, on order, all call signs will move back to the staging area and the FUP here. The phase will end on order. Our actions on, so contact in or at the staging area. Call signs are to engage and be prepared to withdraw under my direction. If ERV is called, and it will simply be stated ERV, ERV, ERV. If that is called, all call signs are to immediately withdraw to the ambush ERV location and await further orders. All dismounted personnel are to mount into a vehicle and be ready to move immediately. If a second ERV is called, the second ERV location will be our staging area where Golf will be located. Enemy forces are spotted during ambush setup. Target location and description is to be passed up the chain of command. You'll hold fire and unless engaged, and be prepared to withdraw. Okay, if an enemy forward recon is spotted, you're to hold fire, allow it to pass through the ambush site, and be prepared to engage the main body shortly after. You are to attempt to identify any command vehicles. Admin log, Echo, or correction, equipment, Echo, you are to ensure that you have mines and explosives for the initiation of the ambush. 1-1 sections, you will most likely, but just ensure that you have at minimum 1 entrench. ROE and off-off is no change, except all call signs are to hold fire unless directed otherwise. Okay, I won't cover it off. Command and SIG is no change, or be command of the ambush. Alright, question staff.
Go.
Bend.
Permission to move about 200 to 300 meters closer to also bring to bear GMGs.
Negative, you'll be IDF for this.
Bravo.
Bend.
So at convoy halt, that's the dismount point. All of infantry vehicles be stored back there at first FUP?
Negative, it'll be further back in this FUP here. Oh, sorry,
Roger.
further forward here. Yep.
Roger.
So the convoy halt is just to drop off Golf and let... God, who is that? Dempsey, mute your shit. Fuck. No, you fucking can hear you clacking away though. So... Yeah, so we're dropping off Golf here, and then your vehicles will be left on the opposite side of the embankment here.
Roger.
Yeah. Any others?
Ben? In the case of ERV, should Victor stay on top of the mound to provide SBF while call signs make it back to that ERV point, or should we book it back straight away?
You will likely be withdrawing at the same time because everyone is to move back, so that we can essentially get out of there as soon as possible. But again, just make sure you're looking behind yourself. Make sure you're not running over people. Unless directed otherwise, of course. So.
This is also in the case of like there's a sweeping team out there or something.
Yeah,
Fighting
yeah.
cover for them to get back.
Yeah, exactly. But if ERV is called, it's because holy fuck, we need to get out of there. Like everyone needs to run. ERV is oh my fucking god, run. Essentially, is a layman's term.
Okay.
Any other questions, Echo?
So just clarifying, do you want us to just bring demo charges or a mixture of charges and mines?
Let's just go demos because I want it to be controlled.
Okay, sweet. Easy.
Happy with?
Okay, we're gonna nuke them.
Yeah, that's fine.
We get
Send.
So, couple questions. Maximum height for our choppers. Anything higher
So with the, I would just have yourself grounded somewhere until you hear that the convoy is arriving, then get airborne so that we just don't risk losing the element of surprise. So I would recommend positioning somewhere either here at base or somewhere sort of towards the south because I'm going to want you to cut off those recon forces that push through here.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, we'll position ourselves at the south there. And you're happy for all four of us to be in helicopters?
Yep. No, let's get you guys up. As long as someone's, as long as someone's here to receive redaps and stuff as per normal.
Yep.
Or correction, ready to quickly fly back. I'm happy for all of you to be airborne, but just make sure someone's ready to come back if required.
Cool. All right. Thanks, boss.
Someone else? A question?
Oscar.
Send.
Yeah. So are we logisticking as per usual, even though this is just one ambush?
Yeah, potentially. It's not likely to do opdems and stuff just due to this, time of task. But again, just be ready to read at people and whatnot. I will try to notify you if that is required.
Okay, can we get a logistics marker on the mic waiting point back in the rear, or we wait for that?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice.
Any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yep. So go out to non-staff. McDonald's then.
So you said emergency with initiating is red smoke. I just want to make sure I know what you mean by that. That's not pulling back, right?
No, so sorry. So primary method of initiation is radio. Second is rifle/grenade fire, and then tertiary, I should say, is red smoke. So if for whatever reason my radio fucks up, and for whatever reason I can't shoot my weapon, I'm just going to throw a red smoke out into the middle of the ambush site. Essentially, makes sense.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And also, can you just go through the 1-1 target priority again? It was technicals, and then.
Yep. So technicals. So unarmored, yet armed technicals. So things like Hiluxes with machine guns on top, fucking Dushkims on top, that sort of stuff. And then infantry, light armor, and then unarmed vehicles. So trucks and jeeps that are carrying dudes are lower priority.
Copy.
Cool. Any other questions? Send.
Is 1-3 CSU taking control of Golf and Hotel, or is Punto going to be doing that?
No, that'll be Zero Alpha.
Right.
As in calling it in.
Yes.
Leave that with me. I'll think about that.
Okay.
Because I might hand that off to you. I might just be like, yep, Zylo, call it in.
Either way, very tough.
Golf with that. I'll need a time of flight for your IDF once you get there. Cool. Any other questions? All right, sweet. If you do have any, just yell out and we'll answer them as best you can. You've got your vehicles and everything over there. It'll be pretty self-explanatory who's got what. Let's get mounted. Don't worry about convoy net for the sake of time, and just get ready. PHQ's marked up order of march already for you.
My guys just needed to see those.
Okay, what I need is radio checks, Bravo.
I believe we have a tank, but
Jackal, give me
a Jackal.
Yeah.
It's a Jackal radio check.
That's a Jackal. That's a McDongle. Fade. Radio.
Hello.
Thank you. Killed.
Killed radio check 5-3.
Thank you, Chop. Thank you. Okay. Over out my way to the northeast.
Howdy. No, I didn't actually set up.
Good, bro. Yeah, thanks for the other for you. Yeah, thanks.
We're gonna be behind Charlie.
We are.
I'm not sure.
Do that over the long range.
I think this is it.
Alright, we'll sign Sunray Minor. Your big order will be as follows. First vehicle,
see
the
your
north
whisper.
side will be Alpha.
Let's take this hop on this one.
Chop, would you be all good to drive?
Yeah, sure.
Transmitting through clock in 6
Everyone else load up.
Alright, this is our vehicle.
1 second, sorry. Maybe. Yeah. Fucking radio's
I just heard nothing from Black on that everyone.
Yeah, I was actually transmitting on.
Oh, am I supposed to be up here?
Sunray Minor, vehicle order as follows.
Yeah, why not? No. Lobo, can we get because he's just raw from there now.
Charlie.
Yeah.
And then Vic 4 BPH.
Killed, would you be all good to go gunner?
Roger.
You can come in the back with me.
Gunner set.
Is someone at the back? Yeah, I'm in the back. Hello. Oh. I'll beat shit out of that 64 kills ass cheeks right in my face. Don't pretend you don't like it.
Okay, we can pull out. Chop, we can pull out towards the Bravo marker.
Yeah.
When you're ready. No, there's no rush here. Give right away. That is to our west.
Yeah, we're gonna head.
You're heading out basically come out here, take a right turn, head straight down this road.
What is slow down speed? What speed?
Delete or insert, I can't remember, but one of them caps you out. So you just hold down the W. Yep, and then left control and scroll wheel. I can get you increments of something. Crank up a little bit right here, somewhere around here. That's good.
So, was it decided what we are gonna be? Or we're gonna be...
Pointed to the north.
When we set up the ambush.
Yeah.
Pointed to the north. Chop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought we were facing the other direction. Are we going south?
Nope, we're going north.
Really?
Yeah, we are.
No, we are going south.
You are correct. You are correct. Yeah, everybody else is wrong. Sorry, I gave everybody else the benefit of the doubt. Won't happen again.
Trust your old bro.
Yeah. Won't happen again. Okay, well this is going to be fun. Yeah. I don't. We'll see. It's going to be really quick when we get some brief on the way here about who's going to be left element or right element.
Lobo, I think the vehicle behind us has some trouble getting in. Can you go forward a little bit? Yeah, that should be good. They got room now. That's good.
So we're going to start to adjust our orders pretty quick when we're en route here about where we start to place people. And I can't guarantee you that it's going to be red and green sticking together.
That's going to be like a hole.
Roger.
Oh.
Default. It'll be default, so 40, 80.
Golf, Mike.
Isn't
Huge,
isn't
huge.
default?
What's the? I'm trying to remember.
We're good to step.
Get the
Good to step.
GPS up on my screen.
Left bracket. I'll call it for you. It's fine. Oh.
What is that music?
Here to the right here. The music made is part of us. It's time to kick off. Here, right at the Y up here.
That is quite different.
You can speed up a bit. You can catch up. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I just didn't say how fast we're gonna go.
Yeah. No. We got a bit of space. We can catch up. They're slowing down a little bit now. Take a right. Your next right up here. It's hard right. Real hard right. More than 90 degrees. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. You can drive hard out till you catch the gap. Yeah, you got a left coming up here about 300.
Yeah, I can see it ahead of me. It's ahead of me.
Yeah, there you go. It's not looking too bad. Here comes the left. Okay, we're getting in roughly. Yeah, pretty solid platoon spacing there. It's all right. You got a right coming about 300.
Right here?
Yep, that's the one.
Roger.
Left in 250. 200. Come on, Alpha. We are going to be left of emergency warning group. Right coming up. Here's your right. And immediate left more than 90. Left one.
Into depressed.
Into depression. Right one.
200 crest.
Yeah, right 90. So we are out left, right?
That's ASOT rally team.
Yeah. Raz has got it. We've already been playing this with Raz. Yeah. Left here.
Yep.
And form up point. Try to give yourself 50 meter spacing and herringbone off them.
I got a tower west 274.
Left of the warning group, so reference map marks, LEW, right? And what I want is you can get closer to Alpha. Go closer behind Alpha.
Maybe move in.
Yeah, just move closer. Yeah, they just want us closer. You can stack up some spacing there, yeah.
Close.
Yep. Just park up. When they move, we move. Oh.
My back's getting sore.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's very, very fucking close.
What's going on up there?
Okay, so we're going to have the convoy come in from our right? And there's going to be a recon force that's going to come through. Everything, we're going to be at the very fucking least likely side of this convoy coming through, like Thomas was saying, right? So we are least likely side. We're most likely going to get the platoon push, we're going to sweep with Echo once the convoy's killed.
Okay.
The orders coming through. So what I want to do is I want to get Guild and myself posted up closest to TLT.
You guys ready to step? Thank you.
I want
I can't
Dongle and Chop. Dongle and Chop go yellow.
You guys ready to step?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be the kill force. And Jackal and Bade, you're gonna be red, like at the far left early warning. Yeah, so I'll check down a couple of dots, right?
Alpha, this is Mike on your short
Red
range.
is kind of over here-ish.
Stepping.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. God damn these map markers, dude.
Bravo, this is Mike on your short range. Do you copy?
Bravo, send over.
Would you have an entrenching tool for us?
We have one entrenching tool for us?
I've got one spare, Lobo. I got one in my backpack.
Oh, we do have one. Yes, MMG's got it. Dongle.
Beautiful. We'll rendezvous
I thought everyone was supposed to have
your
eagles
setup.
on them.
No, it's not a requirement for
Pop it
everybody.
Ah.
Okay, I'm just putting down a couple of marks, dots, right? Or reference. Right? This is kind of how we're going to be organized, though, in our two-man teams, right?
Yeah. So I'll be on that red one?
You'll be out towards the red? Like, listen to Jackal, let Jackal steer you, stay the fuck out of fucking, like, you don't want to be spotted from the north, especially.
Just follow me, bro.
Wait, we just missed a... Okay, left. Left, turn left. Go to that form up point, just to your southwest. Now you can kind of take a right about fucking some amount of degrees. 80 degrees. Yeah, here we go. This is beautiful. Okay. Let's okay, push closer to FUP, like towards those rocks, towards those trees in front of us. We got room here to play, yeah. When we jump out killed, can you put a map marker on our Vic?
Am I here or further up behind?
Nope, keep going up, yeah, keep going up.
On our...
You can actually push left, towards FUP. Left. This is good, bro.
Lobo, say again where you want your map marker?
Yo, would you want me to run over to Mike real quick and
On our
drop
Vic,
off
copy.
the trenching tool, Lobo?
Let Mike come to us. Let's park it up here. I'll dismount. Killed, mark this spot.
Copy.
Dismounting, right?
Oh, dismount, Lobo? Yes, please. Let's come. Mike's right over here.
Hey guys, do we need someone to mark the vehicle?
This way. Yeah, Kelt's dropping a marker. We're chasing Mike over here. Okay, all follow on me.
Just maneuver so we go along this berm and we don't up it, and then just do a sharp left-west straight to the point. Just so we can Scarlett.
You're a lifesaver, man.
Happy.
That's 1 box of beer.
Zero for
You
Roger,
are.
happy with 22 seconds. We can keep it at that, over.
Just make sure you save my life.
Go.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Where's my
just dropped
grapple?
your trenches.
He's already been taken care of, bro. Your bro's got it.
Awesome,
Zero
thank
for
you.
Roger, anticipate marker.
Okay, out here with me, bro.
Did you get the intention too?
Sup?
Yeah, awesome, cool.
6, 7.
Moving up to you now.
Jekyll, I want you to pound out there towards the pin marker, where you're not exposed to the north side. Okay, so ish towards the marker. That looks like
Can anyone else hear him? Shit. God damn it.
God damn it.
Fuck, it's on.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, it looks like everything's all good on. Wait.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear
I
you.
thought my internet
We're
shit itself.
back.
Bit of a
Nah,
glitch.
Yeah, I think.
it's the server's internet, apparently.
okay, Jackal, take Vade, push out far south. Yeah, protect yourself from any vantage from the north. You don't want to get spotted from the north.
I'm not Jackal. Where is Jackal?
Hello?
Oh, Jackal might still be.
You might still be dealing with lag.
It's breathing.
Check if it's.
Oh, Sunway, we're not back at FUP. Yeah, there's a whole lot of rubber banding and we're half disconnected over.
Alright, I think we're good now. So
My
I
team
think you might.
That's good.
Yeah,
Okay, we're okay. Jackal, you push out to the red dot.
Ready with me?
Yeah, green, yellow, let's follow them. Don't go check out these rocks here. West. Look at your vantage. Take Chopnik with you. Look at your vantage towards the kill zone.
No, not good enough view from these rocks.
Yeah, let's cross the road to the west, Bravo. We're gonna have to get closer. So Jackal, just march directly west across the road. Don't roll this set of rocks.
Roger, we're moving.
Crossing.
That's our slow boat.
Somewhat better, but there's rocks to the southwest. Those would be excellent.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Dongle, move to those. Jackal, come back and rally on Dongle, just to understand where he is, and then position yourself back to the south from there.
Roger.
You're looking like here.
They move up to us.
Oh, I like it.
Which is the direction we're supposed to be looking at? Are we supposed to keep an eye on the convoy route itself, or?
Pillboxes, they are on my mark.
Yeah, but we're early warning, right? So shouldn't we be watching the
No,
west, southwest?
We are early warning least likely. They are coming from the north. So think about it, we're going to be taking out the lead vehicle, right? But we're going to let recon all the way through. And Jackal and Vade are going to fucking catch that fucking recon when they turn around. So yeah, good spot, Chop. Good this vantage, Dongle. Use these rocks. Get that view on the kill zone, but get somewhere where you're not seen from that north approach.
Everything all good over here, Bravo?
Southwest a little bit.
Lebo?
Southwest should have a good view.
Alright, so PHQ's getting ready to... Sorry, PHQ's getting ready to initiate the ambush. So if we could just make sure all of Bravo is down and laying and out of sight until the order is given to engage the convoy.
No, we're all good to go from here. Yeah, we're set.
Awesome. Alright, Tweezy.
Chop, come back to where Dongle is.
All good. They're set and ready for the convoy.
YouTube, right? No. But I kind of want. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jackal. This kind of direction over here. To kind of covering everything that might be coming in from the west, and you can pop right up here, right? And engage. Yeah.
Stay low though, because yeah, upfade.
Got 1 to 2
you're
minutes.
skylining towards the kill zone, so I would find some place that you
just pull yourself down. Like you know the spot you're gonna pop up into. Like you've already said it, right? Pull back for now. Okay, I've got eyes on into the kill box. I'll be able to see the recon element come through.
Sunray Bravo acknowledged over.
Like you don't need to see anything right now. It's all going to come down through comms. Does everybody have an orientation back to the kill zone? It's roughly 330 from your pause.
Yeah, we have excellent eyes on it, I think.
You don't need eyes on it. You want not eyes on it. Completely obscure yourselves, and then when you pop up, that's where you're going to be oriented. Yeah, target acquire from there. Remember the prioritizations.
Copy.
Lobo,
Yeah, bro.
for our search and sweep, are we supposed to take the Vic?
No. And they'll come through on the fly. We might not be the element that does it. I'm not sure yet.
Copy.
You see what I'm peeking though? Like come up here to where I am.
That's also make sure you keep an eye on the southwest just in case.
Right. Like that's the only exposure we need at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have surprised coming from the southeast and even southwest. Like somebody should be looking southwest right now, and ideally 360s would be somebody's southeast as well. Because if you're playing off 4 and you spotted a fucking opportunity for an ambush in a fucking valley and shit, you'd be fucking sending flanks in here before you'd be sending your main force, right? Take the opportunity now to range yourself.
Just so you know, you can shift click on the map to get a quick estimate where it is and how far.
Should we all be on Whisper?
Ideally, yeah. Just check with Choppy, say that he's got a problem with the radios.
One moment.
Under trucks? What the fuck is that?
Well, he's not responding, so I'm guessing there might be a problem, yeah.
Okay, keep him in voice comms then, maybe, try?
No, he's not responding in voice needed, but he is so maybe, I don't know, TeamSpeak fucked up for him or something?
Lobo, there was a bird that just flew over the top of us, heading from south to north. It's going over our whole line.
Yeah, it's Civi though.
Orders just coming through.
Good copy.
Upnick ready, check 4-3.
Yeah, roger, bro. Sunray Bravo acknowledged all over.
I don't know what happened then. I need to know if my priority is MAT or rifle.
Right. Yeah, orders coming. Okay, so what the plan is here is we're going to let the recon element come through with the main body to follow. When PHQ spots the fucking HVT target, they're going to call and they'll initiate the ambush. If we've got eyes on the recon element, right, that's secondary to stopping whatever in front of the HVT element. So get yourself trained to 330. Be prepared to, have cover from your southwest. If you don't have eyes and you can't effectively engage into the HVT element in the main kill box, go ahead and start to fucking shift fire to that recon element and try not to let them fold back in. Hotel will be at that point of initiation called to come from a south to north sweep, so they will come at the recon element as CAS, and we should get some good help through there with the CAS side. Once that's cleaned up, then we'll be joining up with Echo to support them and provide full cover for them as we sweep the convoy south to north. Any questions? Okay, actions on ERV, we're gonna fucking pull the fuck out of here, right? If we've got a support by fire element, it'll be called at the time, and we'll bound back off of that. Actions on as we start to approach, and should we run into contact, we're gonna bound forward. We're gonna come with Echo real closely and make sure that we're in between whatever is assaulting Echo and Echo themselves. If we see additional elements that make it to us while we're inside of the column, while we're searching through it, then flank to hard cover on the east side, start to withdraw east towards all the fire that's going to be raining down overhead. Any questions there? Okay, Ura, you got about 1 minute.
What's the expected range?
Just like to say, range at the moment is the range to the target will be above 500 meters. There will be a little bit of a crosswind, so be prepared to adjust a little bit to the right.
0 Alpha 1, 0, eyes on a parachute with what appears to be a oil drum of some form northwest of our position, over. One zero. They must have like a 44-gallon size launching system for that. Out.
Alpha's got a hunt IR up. They're on the way. Right, early warning. They're looking. I'm just waiting for info to come through. This is the spot. Like, think if you were playing against Op4, what would you be doing right now?
360.
All I'm doing is watching that piece of the road that's about fucking 60 pixels wide, right? And listening for radio comms. We don't really need to worry too much about this recon element once it passes through. So let's say, Jackal, it ends up fucking due west of you, right? If we've stopped the fucking enemy commander's vehicle, let's peel back and we'll head back the way that we fucking came, right? To get over there and get closer to get ready for our sweep. We don't need to worry about eliminating it. The hotel's gonna come right after and clean all that shit up.
Roger that.
We don't need to get target fixated and not move. That's my point. So, Jackal, if you can take this time and teach Vade how to dig a trench, if you're not sitting on a rock?
We are sitting on a rock. We don't really have a good visual. Like,
No, okay. Okay.
Yeah. We'll kind of have to stay on this rock formation. Otherwise, we won't have any visual on the roads.
Gonna help with the trench?
We have a fresh recruit. We just want to give him some training.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Several technicals and a lead element coming through, presumed to be recon elements, roughly 300 to 400 meters ahead of the main convoy. Yeah, definitely several sections of the convoy here.
Remember, priority targets are technicals first, infantry, then armored, then unarmed flicks.
Nobody fires till given the order, and stay out of sight. You don't need to see this, yeah. Because there's about 4 people that have got eyes on it out of the whole platoon. That's all we need.
So tense.
I'll try to give you, once it kicks off, I'll try to give you a rough bearing to where that recon element is, so you can start to engage while we've got the time. And try to prevent them from peeling back until Cass gets here.
010, eyes on potential main body moving up now, over.
It's eyes onto the main body now, moving way north of us, way north.
641.
Yeah, I've got eyes on it.
Lobo 1 by 1. Send your last.
you have me on comms?
I'm on comms. What's up?
Yeah, comms are back, finally.
Yeah, Reggie. Okay.
320, 320.
We're full engaged at this point. Yeah, shoot whatever. Yeah, whatever priority you choose. Got 2 tanks north side. Try to stay in cover from the north. What kind of contacts are you facing?
I'm with targets mostly. I don't see any infantry. There's a T-90 to our northwest bearing 341, and there's a BRDM bearing 325-ish.
Chop, trying to work on the BRDM. Forget about that armor. Our Victor's dealing with that.
I've already tried to, and I've missed. Hit one, missed a few. None left.
Infantry 319.
Yeah, I believe those are the dismounts of the BRDM. I think it's disabled.
Towards the north.
It's okay. They're just getting drawn back to the kill box. I see tracers coming here.
Which way?
Northwest. Sorry, maybe that was yours.
Mines are red.
Yeah, I think it was yours, yeah. Okay, be prepared for orders to step. Okay, Bravo, come over here, form up on me. Let's pull back a little bit to the north. Echo's here with us now. Get ready for this sweep. Okay, we're just gonna scout for a good position to drop down to the north here. Dongle, can you, Jekyll, straight across to the next group of rocks?
Roger that.
Good thing. Or Jekyll, you want to go first, or should I?
Let Jekyll go.
Yeah, let me invite Bull up first and then
Sunray
followed by Yellow.
Yeah, just kind of scouting positions to the north to start that assault with Echo and tow.
We don't need to be down on the road.
I think north
Go to
is
hard
rocks.
1-2, we got low.
Which way?
North rocks.
What, going armored or not?
It is
Copy.
Okay, we're gonna step down.
We'll just step to this next set of rocks and then we'll lead you out. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll get you moving.
Okay, Bravo, off to this rock.
Come on.
Crossing.
Logo, you didn't mean the north rocks, right?
Yeah, these are the ones. Yeah. Let's take the right side of these rocks. Is there a way around down to the road from there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, let's hit that route. Coming right around the rocks. Echoes behind us.
I'm just trying to get my stamina back up.
I'm in AI. I can't work with what's not there, Jones.
True. You're a smart gal. You
Okay,
can
we are
figure it out.
314 out to the lead element of the convoy. Go ahead, Jekyll.
Vale, get in front of Lobo.
Just trying to get in the line off of Jekyll.
I didn't mind,
Green
stick
on the
with your
left
battle
and
buddy.
yellow on the right.
They
Okay,
just
it
come
seems
off
like
to my left.
Wonder believes they might have eyes on the commander.
We got a bit of a line going on here, Net. Just stay behind us.
Yep, they'll be in the middle.
Combat pace. Yeah, this is the way. 300.
Alright, let's step.
Okay, Okay, we're just staying behind.
Get to hard cover now, hard cover.
That down. This isn't Battlefield.
That's an enemy fast
Was
move.
that friendly?
We gotta pull out if that's the thing, isn't it?
Well, you know the pull-out method is one of the most effective, right?
Oh, 100%.
Did any of us bring a body bag?
Taking shots. Coming from the west, bearing 300.
Okay, let's collapse onto the enemy commander's marker. It's right on me.
We'd probably all be dead.
Collapse on me. Yeah, we got fast movers coming in. Let's get these Vics searched. Yellow takes security to the north, red to the south.
I think we actually killed these. I don't think this is a training exercise.
Yellow north, correct?
Hold on, let me confirm that.
Yeah.
That's what I vote.
I've got no stamina left. The road.
You're all good, you're all good.
No one in that Vic.
But I've got, I'm not sure if it's IEDs on the road.
Chopneck, focus on security.
Okay, we should be out of here shortly. Just hold what you got.
Hey, Ugly, looks like you've still got your debts, so just careful with that trigger.
Do we have any body bags?
Right, who do you want bagged up?
Do we have any body bags?
I have one.
Say again. Do we have body bags?
Lobo, I have one. I have one, Lobo. Can you not hear me on radio?
No, I can hear you on radio. Here, give it to Echo.
Two vehicles, yeah. Technicals approaching.
You're clear to fire.
Hang on.
It's on the ground.
Get the one in closest.
We've body bagging. Do you need us to move now?
Sorry, Bubba.
I already got them.
Yep, there it is. Okay, we got him.
Sorry, brother. Further to the last, enemy commander is body bagged. Where do you want us to go?
We're gonna have to drag him.
Zero Alpha Echo Minor, Mr. Jibble.
Let's start to move. Yeah, to the east. We're withdrawing now.
This guy's heavy.
Stick on Echo as the HVTs, yeah?
Just
match their pace.
You have
South
more
to
range
me.
than I do.
Okay. Yellow, are you still there?
Yeah, I'll take over
Yeah,
dragging.
we're on the way.
Okay, be advised, body bag has been obtained. We're currently dragging him back. Recommend possibly a vehicle to speed up this process, over.
Yeah, to my marker. Yellow?
That's not going to be...
Yeah, withdraw from where you are. We're protecting Echo. Yeah.
They're coming.
Yeah,
What do you have an Italian flag?
Attack helicopter coming in from the north. Get ready. Ready. Keep pulling southeast.
Alert, Echo, tell them to drop their body and get behind hard cover if that's an attack helicopter.
Echo's the priority here, so just surround Echo.
I'll keep you
You said it's coming from which direction?
North.
North.
Tanks coming from the north as well.
Oh, it's so sweet of them.
Heading back, heading back.
You want to bring it a bit closer? I'll tell you what's done. Closer.
Oh, it's a Victor. Keep pulling, we're pulling.
Are we heading east or what?
Once we get this body loaded, we're going to be yeet ski. Okay, Echo, let's go. Here we go.
Let's go.
We are fully withdrawing now. Back to the vehicle. Steer us back to the vehicle.
Let's go, Bravo, double time.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Are we getting in?
Just keep heading to our marker, yeah? Okay, actions onward. Once you get the vehicle is to push back to the last FUP.
Just keep going.
Any contact behind the fucking or in between, push through. Ours is to the north, yeah? Northeast.
East, I believe.
Is that Bravo Vic mark accurate? No.
It better be, because I put it right on the dot.
Oh, it must be this one.
Where am I? What?
Hey, what the fuck? Is this not ours?
I think we've got a dude, where's my car situation.
Hey, killed. How
Someone
many-
steal our fucking car?
No. Okay, so hang on. How many of you guys are currently up and active?
Everyone.
Everyone.
That's
Fuck,
6.
okay. Alright, never mind, disregard. Alright, PHQ, get out of that vehicle. We're gonna let Bravo take their vehicle back. We're gonna stand by that.
In the vehicle, Bravo.
Yeah, man up.
Yeah, up in. In the back, Just
Last man, see last man.
Yeah, I'm letting everyone in.
I'm driving.
Gonna sit.
Where the fuck's Just jump in, can you jump in the back? Yep.
Nah, that was all.
Alright, over last man.
Oh, yep, let's go east. Move east.
There you go. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Just waiting for everyone to sort of go away.
Use the horn.
Just push us out to the fucking push us out to the MSR like fucking
Evasion, you know your safety?
What was that?
You know your safety? It's control dash.
Oh, we're back on the road.
Oh,
Go left up here. Left.
Take a left, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody's moving back to FUP now. Yep. Got a right turn coming up here. Not this hard fucking right, but yeah, 90 degrees right.
Very well, man.
Left turn 300.
Yeah.
Not this one, next one.
How hard left?
And then degrees left. No, not these little fucking things. These are fucking, no. Stay right. Yeah. The MSR. That left. And reference form up point. Yeah, just off your right. Straighten out. Yeah, somewhere in here, tucked behind that fucking trench up there. Yeah, soft dismount. We got security to the north, to the east. So, soft dismount, fucking green north, fucking the rest of us east.
Red team on south.
Do you want the driver to stay in, or you just want the gunner?
Just a gunner.
Did you say north and east is our sector?
Okay, hard dismount. Move to 1-1 Bravo marker on map, northwest on me.
Sorry, Bravo, acknowledge.
How much ammo do we have left? 144, 141 rounds.
Red team, if you've got the stamina, push in front of us.
Red, you got the stamina, push up. Going ahead, Lobo.
Shopping for a vantage point, Jackal, yeah.
Copy. Looking. Just got the road, and then it looks like big rock formation blocking our path. Might have to go probably to the right.
See if we can climb up here.
Fucking big still over here.
Oh my god.
Look at
Just running.
The fucking monkeys were running up all this shit. What the fuck is this?
Oh, look at that tower.
Damn.
That tower would take too long to get off. Okay.
Fucking leg and core strength required for this.
Oh, north. Coming 330.
Yeah. So an armored vehicle.
Again.
It's moving right to left. Probably bearing 280 now.
About this place.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Here, check.
Just out of a tank.
270.
There's 200 vehicles rolling around out there.
We've got a tank directly 277. Fucking.
That's about 500 meters out.
No, there's no map.
No map. No map left.
Chop, how many 18 ranking?
0, mate.
Ah. Yeah.
Down.
Pull wounded off of that ridge. If you can pop smoke, pull wounded off.
Oh my god, I got nothing in those. There's nothing we can do.
I got Chopnik, he's down.
Yeah, it's taking heavy tank and ERDM fire. Not much to do about it.
I got the guy.
Just start tourniqueting it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pull back off this rock. Fuck those things.
What, right now?
No. You're in cover. We're okay. We're safe.
I need one on me to help tourniquet him. Support one now.
I'll be lucky if I last that long, bro.
Call MCI.
We're only one unco at this point. We're okay.
Paratroopers to our north. Paratroopers to our north.
Lobo, I've lost Chopnik. McDonagh, you okay?
I'm okay, but there's a T-90 about 100 meters to my west.
Okay, we are here. Back to vehicle. I'm gonna tourniquet him, and then we're gonna move it. Okay, we are pulling right the fuck now.
Pulling.
Just try to stop that dude. Yeah, I'm on his chest one more time. Get his head. Bandage his head.
Yeah. Got field dressing, packing banner to the last package.
There's that. There's his head.
Yep. Pick him up. I got him.
Can I carry him?
Yep. No. Let's go.
Let's go. We're moving.
Got infantry to northeast, I believe. Can somebody give me a PID on it?
Straight east. Get the fuck out. We gotta go.
Crossing.
Chill, we're gonna tuck him right in here. Give him a round of CPR.
Roger. Is that an opening, McDongle, over there?
It's definitely a no.
Fuck's sake.
You know, I'd have to go around to get an opening.
Crossing. Fuck, where's the fucking opening for this fucking place?
It's on the southeast, on the south of the thing. Just go around. It's like a half moon. You're just like almost there.
Vade. Wait. Who else do we have over here?
Give him CPR. CPR.
I'm on the.
Back at the base as well.
There, guys, it's not a good spot.
Head turning.
Guys, you're gonna have to move in inside.
Where's the vehicle?
It's just around the entrance.
Load him in the back. Kill. Yeah, work on him in the back.
Roger.
Yeah, we have He's driving.
Yeah,
We don't have a... Input.
come on.
Okay.
Is he in the Vic?
Yes.
Is everyone in?
No, we need dongle.
Well, where's he?
Dongle, let's load up.
Loading.
Hey, get a fucking pulse oxy on him.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it at the moment.
Okay, yeah, no, cool. Ready to go?
I'm removing his tourniquet, putting on Poxoxy, and then I'm starting on that blood.
I got him. I got him.
Phantoms on him. Kill, work on
Okay, then
everybody
I'm
else.
working on bandages. I'm gonna start with his legs.
Fucking thing is empty, is it?
Are you on the ground or are you on the ladder? I don't see you. You die.
Get neck.
Sorry, one.
Oh, please don't be over this now. No.
Alright, mission updated, save the dollars. That's fine. Gonna driver stay. Sorry, John's gonna stay.
Confirmation, whoever's got MMG there is 762.
We're gonna pull real soon.
Alright, everybody.
This music is so loud. Can I turn it down?
You can, in your settings.
See you guys. Bad luck. Okay. I can't get in.
Yeah, work on your medical, like bleed, you're bleeding, yeah? I'm just patching you up now. But you're bleeding, you're just sitting there bleeding.
Thanks, bro. I didn't even realize.
That's okay. Viren is bleeding.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. We just gotta get out of here.
Viren, you're alright. Who's else is unstable? Kill.
I'm fine.
Kill is bleeding.
Yeah, we're all good. We'll get back to base.
Yeah, you're bleeding. Okay, you're fixed.
Can you tell Victor that they might have an armored vehicle to the north?
They're not coming. We're getting the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Let's go. Here we going?
I think we've got 2 tanks to our north, just so everybody knows.
Lobo, are we going?
Yeah. Start with them.
I would very much suggest to step on it. Step on it.
Yeah.
Step on it? Are we gonna reverse the whole way?
Hang on. Wait. Sergeant is telling us to wait. Are we good to go?
Wait, what?
What are you doing?
Wait, what? Yeah,
we're allowed to leave it.
Turn left.
Go. Alright, we're good to go.
I don't know where we're going.
Stuffy, get out. No, left. Straight across the field, left.
Left, clear! Straight across the field, okay.
Yes, there you go.
And we left PHQ behind, and there's T-90s coming into their position.
Good luck.
Lovely.
They can fit for themselves. Look at that again.
Follow these things, yeah.
If I crash, it's not my fault because there's crazy delay on the steering.
Okay, you can slow down a little bit now. Yeah, but just, along this route. And up here, I can't tell. I'm fucking medicating myself.
Follow that guy.
Lobo, I'm working on you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that was fun.
Left here.
Yeah. Oh, so it's just the opposite of what it says on the little GPS map thing?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows where the fuck they're going, but fuck that. The GM's off to our right. What are they doing? In front of us.
Where is that guy going?
That's the GM.
Oh. What was he driving?
Right up here.
Right, yeah.
Lobo, start taking off your tourniquets.
Yeah. Need some pace notes.
Yeah, straight 5.
300. Into. Left, right, 5, I think. Guys, it's kind of difficult if I'm doing it backwards. Into 200.
Left
into
one now.
I'm just gonna follow that guy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Take it easy in here. Yeah.
What's the
Sunrise down.
Hey.
Fuck yeah.
Now what are they shooting at?
What happened to jump?
Oh, yeah, did you see? There you go.
I'll park up on the right.
Thanks for patching me up, good.
Excuse me.
Try not to run any of our boys over.
I'll try not to.
Kill the engine. Just get up.
Oh, I can turn the engine off?
Good job, people.
Thanks for the rescue, Guild.
You know, I'll tell you what. Every single time,
What are you looking at, Kill? I haven't got. I didn't have a scratch.
What happened to, what's his name? Jackal?
I'm giving you another 250.
But I can't really. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but somebody said they had to go or something.
I'm pretty sure like a mortal round landed directly on top of us.
The one scouting, protocol, right? They went in, and then...
Let's just get in the hangar, yeah, debrief.
So then the second platoon had to go and find this type shit. That was something special.
So we got everybody here?
Oh, no,
Yeah, the reason we wanted to wave that off was that IDF was getting rather close. We didn't want to risk the hotel bird getting struck and destroyed.
We fucking hung around. One of them, actually, I take that back. One of the mic members managed to run away and make it.
Birds were in the AR, that's why I was saying it.
Awful signs, clear in front of the hangar, debrief time. Yeah.
Just school circle and ditching.
Yes.
What happened, mate?
Myself and Dempsey were struck by IDF and killed.
Yeah, but where is it going to be?
I'm feeling the vehicle was full and wouldn't let me get into any of them.
Oh, wait.
Was it Dempsey?
Dempsey fucks up.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you know the campsire's my thing.
No, this isn't fine.
Yeah. I think the roll was cool.
Where's the dogs? You're fixed.
Hey, folks, did you die out there?
Yeah, just.
I heard someone say that someone in a red beret died out there. And
It'd be really funny if it was Thomas.
Alright, gather in, team. Gather in.
Shit's fucked up.
Everyone, gangbang. I mean,
Wait, what?
what was that? What was that?
a good time.
What was
Mine
that
isn't
project?
full sign.
Was that an offer, Thomas? Was that?
Surround Thomas.
Inappropriate.
That's an order.
Surround him.
Oh, real close to me.
I love the commitment of Convoy dragging him over. That was good. Yeah, who's that? Bring Sleepy over running.
Mine. Can I ask you when you're naked, sir?
Fine.
Oh, God.
You come here often?
I appear to be elevated.
Alright, I'll just do a quick heal in case anyone's hurt. Wait. Alrighty. Jesus Christ. This is literal gangbang. Hey, you are for it. Alrighty. So, quick debrief. So, from myself in regards to the ambush, not too bad. Considering we had some comms issues, but who can tell me what the secondary and the tertiary initiations were?
Red smoke.
And rifle fire.
Rifle fire, which occurred when comms failed.
Right. Rifle fire. The explosions first. Red smoke.
Yeah, rifle fire and red smoke. So some of you might not have heard the rifle fire or the pistol because that's all I had. So poor planning on my behalf. But then most of you would have seen the red smoke, and that's when they initiated. So
I did see the red smoke, but it's a little bit hard to tell my driver to advance to the vehicle trench without TeamSpeak.
Yeah, fully understand. But completely unplanned, of course. Like the TeamSpeak shooting itself. It was essentially just packet loss. So yeah, without going into details, the DEDI service provider is suffering some random attacks, not ASOT directed, but that's probably what it was. So I'll get the J7 guys to check that out. But anyway, the point I was getting at is that wasn't planned, and that's why it's important to have those backups. Because if I didn't have that, or we didn't know that, they would have literally driven through. So they were at the far left end of the kill box, and we only just got him. So well done for the discipline, because no one actually shot until that smoke appeared, and even though you're working through the comms. So yeah, it was really well done.
Can I ask, were we meant to get him alive, or?
Either killed or captured.
Either
If he was alive, I would have shot him.
So he jumped out of his vehicle and was running across, and then I think the IDF got him. So he just so happened landed in a really good spot, and Six actually spotted him prior to arriving. So that's good.
I
So
took his hands for you.
yeah, good. So list up. So in terms of fixes from me, I don't have any apart from TS being a poop. Improves. There's a couple of things I'll talk to call sign specific, but nothing dramatic, so don't stress. No, I don't think I've got any else. And then sustains for the the company. I think your movement when you were like told to go to ERV, then to the next one, was actually quite good. I know that 1-1 was receiving a lot of rapid orders, but that's because it was coming from me. So I know that if you're like, oh, Dempsey keeps changing his orders, that's not him, it's me. So it's because shit's changing real quick. So on the right flank, we had multiple tanks rock up, then we started to receive IDF, then we had air, then we had paratroopers. So that shit's happening. So everyone's receiving a lot of information quickly, and therefore that's why you were like, all right, told to hold and then told to withdraw and whatever. So, but no, you guys responded quite quickly. I saw actually another sustain was I saw you guys picking up wounded and withdrawing back when you were told to ERV. Couple people died because of it, but it was better than having like your medic go down, for example, in that location, and they were able to treat further back. So that was good. I'm glad to see that. It was good to hear some calls for MCIs pretty quickly.
Okay, just making sure that no one knew what was going on.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got. All right, so out to the floor from staff. We'll start with any fixes.
Hotel. Oh no, sorry, not fix. Disregard.
Not fix. Cool. Fixes. No, I tend to agree. Non-staff fixes. Anything that you noticed in your section, even or call sign that you were like, oh, that was a bit shit.
Schmitty. Thought of a fix. When not to. I don't know, shit on them, but when Charlie, when you reinserted back, you didn't do security at the heli. That's a fix.
Yep, so always remember that, security guys. Yep.
Just one for Alpha.
And?
On our withdrawal, if the medic does say to drop a person that you're currently carrying, drop that person. Because most likely you focusing on the other task you're trying to do is not conducive to keeping the person alive.
But if they're halted 100%, or if you're pausing for a second and you're able to treat or pass over to the medic, then do so. Yep, 100%. Cool. No fixes? Cool. All right, improves from staff?
Hotel. Yep, cool. When we took off to, or moved over to help you guys at the FOP, when you guys were in your heaviest firefight, in most need of fire support, we had no direction, no idea what was going on beyond what we could personally see. And with one aircraft with a camera, it was up to the aircraft themselves to actually figure out how the fight was looking. We would really appreciate an improvement on what is handed to Hotel as in, enemy sit reps, enemy mission request. Yes. No, that's fine. A smoke wouldn't have even sufficed because we would see it and we'd be like, okay, what is this here for? I know we have the ASOT color coding, but we really would have just liked, well, I would personally have liked to hear, they are in an easterly direction, at least 100 meters away from us.
Yeah, that's my fault. I normally miss the fucking direction.
I think you were very busy. I don't think the fault really lies with you, Zala. I think, I don't know if this is like a future Orbat thing or anything, but like, obviously section leaders have their hands full with that, even with their long ranges. They don't have the time to give us directives like that, and it's a lot of work to do, like op-dems, logistics, communicate with, platoon staff, and direct cast at the same time. Anyway, I'd just like to hear from someone. I don't care what source it is. Improve and directing Hotel through firefights. That's it.
Yeah.
On that note, Mike wasn't. We were busy, but not overly busy, so I'll keep it in mind for next time that maybe we can hop on cast net and help you direct the fire.
That's okay. Yeah, that's all good. I definitely prefer to have it from someone whose job is to shoot and fight 100% of the time. But yeah, it's all good. If you do find the time, any call sign helps.
In ERVs, it's definitely very hard because you're essentially trying to get the fuck out of there. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Even if it's just a matter of throwing red smoke towards the enemy and purple smoke on friendlies, that would help, I'd imagine. So.
It doesn't need to be much. Like a direction would have sufficed just fine. Like I don't want real rate though. I know we know you guys. We see the IDF coming in. If you guys said, like you said about emergencies earlier, it doesn't matter, like, Raytel, this is who I am, where I am, the bad guys are this way.
Any other improves stuff?
Yeah.
No, non-stuff.
I have one, but more one related.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
If you're section staff and you hear me screaming or you yourself are screaming and just get in the fucking vehicles, I would recommend you get out yourself and make sure everyone else gets in the vehicle before you. I understand being staff is like important. You don't want to be live and direct, but we sometimes have members who are still learning the armor, still learning ASOT, and look into the hole. They might be a bit confused and a bit lost. So that's why at the end I come out of my vehicle and start directing everyone.
Yep. Just that reminds me, it's not so much a improve or anything, it's more for people's situational awareness that if you walk up to a vehicle and you can't scroll wheel on it, just to double check Ace Interact and make sure there's no spare seats, because there are some seats that you can't get to with the scroll wheel. So I think one of the Huskies might not have been full. I think it was only one spot, but I'm pretty sure there's 4 slots in the back, and I definitely saw one with only 3 people. So just be aware of that for the future. To have a quick check of the Ace Interact.
Correction to that, Thomas. The Huskies only had. If the Huskies are what the
Passenger?
sections had, they've only got 3 slots in the back.
Okay, my mistake then. I'll double check, but yeah, if that's the case, then yeah. But it just reminded me of that